protest. But there are some people that are so fucking tired of being the target of hateful rhetoric that they have adopted a very... I can't say that I blame them because they've been forced into positions where they feel like they have to come out fighting like a tiger. And so you're right. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, and if those are the ones being heard, then the whole community gets labeled. With why I made the point about the people who are booming AV clinics as under the guise of being extremist Catholics. It's it's fair to label the whole community that way. And we would both agree that a few bad actors should not label the entire community. And so I think it's the job of people like you who say you're intelligent enough to get past that, to tell the people who aren't seeing it for what it really is, to sit down and shut the fuck up and pay attention for a little bit and realize that they don't represent, that those few bad actors don't represent the whole of the LGBT community.
No, first off, to just a few things. One, I absolutely did go all the way back to what you were saying. I do absolutely think it's not the majority of people that think that way. It's the majority of people that already don't like the community. That's the reason why. I don't know if you remember that point that I was saying. You said, I hope you feel this way, and I did feel that way. Second, I don't think anybody's harmless or not dangerous. I think anyone has any population, no matter how small, has the potential to cause harm and cause danger. I think that's evident throughout history and things like that. So I don't think this whole idea of, it's such a small amount of the population, why is everyone over? Even if it's a small percentage, it's still a lot of people. And these people tend to congregate in one specific area, and that's academia, which is one of the most influential areas. If we were talking about a population of people that lived in the middle of the desert, then I think people would agree with that they are more or less harmless and things of that nature.
If it makes you feel any better, when I hear members of the LGBT community being overly violent or militant in their positions, I talk to them and I point out to them, you aren't going to reach people with this rhetoric. Well, I don't tell them they can't act that way because at the end of the day, they're responsible for their own actions. Absolutely. But I take on my role as let's educate people and take the opportunity to de-escalate and have a real conversation. And through proper education, we can eliminate violence towards all communities. But again, with the president behaving the way he does, he pushes a divisive rhetoric. Every time he blames us as school pew-pewing on the trans community, that's not helping anything because every single time he's done it, with the exception of all the school pew-pewings that have happened in this country's history, only 4 were connected to the LGBT community as far as the pew-pewer is concerned. But suddenly we're being labeled every single time now. There's one, it's a trans person, and it's wrong every single time.
Right. Hey guys, hold on. Guys, remember 25,000 likes, we can get to a new guest, okay? Tap and share, make sure you guys send an army. Yeah, go ahead, man.
But what do you mean that everyone, maybe I misheard you. What do you mean everyone is blaming the LGBT community every time
they're
there's
targeted.
A shooting?
They're targeted very often. There's this misinformation out there that trans people commit all of these mass pew-pews, and they're not. They're actually underrepresented. 0.1% of mass pew. I'm not saying you are, but that's a common rhetoric that we
I'm
hear.
saying I don't see that. And that's pushed by the right in the media. But where is this pushed? Is this on YouTube? I don't.
All over.
Maybe I'm wrong.
You've never seen that? Why are you serious?
No, I haven't. I'm not trying to be particularly dense here.
I have a hard time believing you that you've never seen anti-trans rhetoric. I have a hard time. Maybe you're just so used to it, you look past it, but I really don't believe it.
That's a weird accusation, but
it's all over, dude. It's all over.
It's all over where? It's all over every billboard. It's in the skyline, or it's on YouTube and TikTok, or it's in the mainstream media.
And show you anti-trans billboards in my local.
Not where I live.
Right, but that's where you live.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm just saying. I think to some degree, I do think the trans community thinks that there's a lot bigger of this conspiracy targeting them than there. I'm not saying the government and the president.
But MJ, they would know best. They would know. It's not for you to speak for the trans people.
No, they wouldn't know best.
Hold on.
No, they
yes, they
wouldn't.
would, because they are the ones being harmed. And hold on, I got to read this. Hold on.
Please.
I got to read this.
Of course.
I got to read this. I got to read this Venmo out loud. J-Ro, thank you for the 5 on Venmo. It says, if no one is truly harmless, just like you said, then why focus on the trans community or the LGBTQ community? Your argument falls apart right there. Maybe you should focus more on those January 6ers that got bailed out by Trump and arrested on the regular for heinous crimes. Thank you, J-Ro. WJ-Ro in the comments. Yeah, I mean, listen, I
mean, do you think that, I have a question. Do you really think that the only people being persecuted in the country are just the trans community and they're this very small community?
No, there's more. There's a lot more.
Of course.
Of course there's a lot more, but we're talking about this right now. This is what we're talking about.
No, fair enough. I'm just saying that I think that they think that there's like this huge conspiracy to just tackle the trans community when there's many communities are being persecuted and
MJ, we all know that. MJ, I think what would be good is if you watch more live streams of with trans people involved. I think, like Definish Trans, for example, you give them a follow. See in the comments, they said Strawman. They have really good lives that are very informative. I would suggest you do that because I think your perception about it is incorrect.
Sure. I'm always willing to admit that I may have a distorted perception of things based on who I also just don't interact with pieces of shit. Like, I'm sure I'm not seeing a lot of. I don't see a lot of anti-trans stuff because I don't hang out in the places where such people are welcome.
There you go. So it might be good. So expose yourself to it. I think it'll be good.
Well, can I ask you guys a separate question, kind of on this topic, but something else? Just wondering where you stand on this.
Sure. What's up?
So, as far as one hot topic that I do hear about a lot is abortion rights and who has the right to make that decision. And the mainstream rhetoric seems to be men should not tell women what to do with their body. I kind of agree with that. So, how about trans people? Do trans women and trans men? So, let's say you were I'm just the terminology. You're a man and you transition to a woman. Do you now have a right to speak on women's bodies and abortion rights, given that they don't possess the reproductive material?
First of all, anybody can speak on abortion, right? It's not that some people aren't allowed. However, sure, if somebody has the ability to give birth, then yeah, I think it would probably be good that they speak on it.
But most of the rhetoric is that men shouldn't speak on it. So what you're saying is that if you have the ability to reproduce, or of course there are some people that have various medical reasons they can't, but if you have, let's just say, the equipment to reproduce, then you should be allowed to speak on it.
Again, I think everybody can speak on it.
Of course, everyone can speak on it.
I think it would be more valid, yes, if somebody had the ability to give birth, since it would directly affect them. I got to read another Venmo. J-Ro, thank you for the $3. WJ-Ro in the comments says, the point is that you are focusing on the minority of people when the literal president of the U.S. mocked a disabled person on camera and this country voted for him. That's a good point. I mean, I think it's crazy that he never that didn't end Trump at that time. But anyways.
I truly, and once we're in agreement with that abortion thing, I just wanted, it's a great place to end on a common thing. Look, I think everyone would agree. I'm sure actually not everyone would agree, but many people would agree. Trump has gotten away with a ridiculous amount of crazy stuff. Like, no president has ever said, grab a woman by the pee. No president has ever called a woman a disgusting dog. Like, I've never seen him, besides Bill Clinton, who there was some sexual misconduct there, which was questionable. No president has got away with what he got with. Do you think that the next...
Lyndon Johnson definitely got away with a lot.
Well, the media he wasn't under a magnifying glass like he is today with the media.
So you didn't vote. I know you said you didn't vote for Trump. Who, if at all, did you vote for in the last election in 2024?
I did not vote for either of them. So my policy,
even
though I understand, I'll tell you, I believe voting is a right. And I think you should exercise that right. But I think you should be voting for someone, not against somebody. I think a lot of people that that doesn't want to vote for candidate A will vote for candidate B so that candidate A loses. And I'm just not into that. So I didn't like. Yes, please.
Listen. I don't like that either. But that's what we have, right? And I don't think the best option would be to just not vote at all because you don't like the system. I don't like the system either, but I do have to engage in and make the most of the situation. And yes, if it's between Trump and Harris, one was clearly better. Did I love Harris? No, but
I don't agree. One was clearly better. I don't agree with that, but
I mean,
that's just a matter of opinion.
Hold on, we wouldn't be in Iran right now. That's for one.
I don't think you can know any. I don't think anything that you're about to say you could know.
Okay, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be in Iran right now. Therefore, we wouldn't be having high gas prices. Those are two things I know we definitely wouldn't be having. And I think we could hopefully agree.
That's completely not true on the second. You have no idea what else could have affected gas prices. I'm just saying.
I'll give you one that I know. Trans people would still be serving in the United States military right now if Kamala Harris had been elected president.
Yeah, that's not a good point. J-Ro, thank you for the... No, hold on, I got to read another one. Sorry. Guys, remember, 25,000 likes, new guest. Hit the request button if you want to come up. All right, so this one says, right, and you are proving the point here that this country is angry about non-issues like trans people versus the actual laws these conservatives pass against the LGBT plus community. We are not dangerous, but white men like you statistically are. Thank you so much, J-Ro. Yeah, I mean, like... I think that makes a really good... He makes a really good point, though. I mean, if you're focusing on such a small percent of the population that doesn't do these things that we're speaking of, then why focus on them?
Me?
Yeah. Like, don't you think we have like better things to be worrying about than what people do in their bedroom or how people identify?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's why I didn't. So, what Dr. J, I think that's his name, Dr. J just said is like, if Kamala Harris was elected, trans people would still be allowed to serve in the military. Trans issues wasn't in the top 5 most important issues in when I was deciding to vote or not. And almost immediately, I told myself, I am going to vote for Kamala. Like I'm not going to vote for Trump. I was like, I'm not going to vote for that guy. So I was like, by default, I will vote for. First, I would vote for Biden because he was running, and then I saw that election where he seemed totally mentally out of it, and I was like, yikes.
What did you not like about Harris that you didn't vote for her?
Yes, a few things. On a very facial thing, she seemed like a very disingenuous person sticking to talking points. I really didn't hear someone that was really answering questions and thinking about the issues they were being asked and synthesizing new and creative answers. I kept hearing the same talking points over and over and over. I grew up in the middle class. I grew up in the middle. Like, it's just like, I kept hearing the same things. I didn't hear an intelligent person speaking. Sorry, keep going.
Well, hold on. Listen, I don't know where people get this idea that she's not intelligent. I mean, you got to look at her track record and everything that she's done. You can't get to her position without being intelligent, right?
Well, no, that's not true. She could be good at her job, but not ready to be the president.
She was a lawyer. You think you think somebody who becomes a lawyer is not smart? You have to have some sort of intelligence. You have to have some sort of intelligence to be attorney. Yeah.
Do I think just because you're a lawyer that you're qualified to become the president? No.
I'm not saying, but hold on. That's not all she had. She was also vice president. She was also she had a lot of different qualifications.
Yeah.
Way more than Trump. Way more
for sure.
Trump ever did.
Look, we're not arguing if A is whether she was better than Trump. I think we all agree she's better than Trump. She was more qualified. Well, I mean, she was more qualified than Trump in many ways.
Better than Trump, sure. If she was better than Trump, then why not?
But I don't want her to. But I also don't want to endorse her with my vote. So here's what I did. Let me just tell you what I did. I went and I voted on local things. I voted on my governor, my senator, and local things. I just said when it came to the president, I'm not voting for her. And also, I think she was vice president. Why didn't she do any of the things she was going to claim when she was vice president?
Okay. A few things. Number one, I'm happy that you voted in local elections. That's good, at least. However, though, you know a VP doesn't have a whole lot of duties, right? Like, we know the duties of a VP. You're acting like she could have done all of these things. There's only so much that they can do. And thirdly, you not voting caused a lot of these things. I'm not saying your singular vote did, but if Harris won, we wouldn't be having these harms against the LGBT plus community, right?
First off, no, that's not true. That's not true. What you're saying.
She wouldn't be putting executive orders to kick trans people out of the military. We know she wouldn't.
So one of the things is this. I think, and I may be wrong on this. So if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong in this argument, which is fair enough. I think the supposition that the main opponent of trans people is the government isn't right. I think where the trans community is getting most of their attack is from an ignorant population of people. So to say that if Kamala Harris was president, that the trans community would be flourishing right now and not have a multitude of problems is just disingenuous.
MJD, you're being disingenuous by denying that. We know Harris wouldn't be putting these executive... MJD, we know she wouldn't be putting executive orders to
even if she, that's not what I'm not saying. Even
so,
if she
then there you go.
That doesn't mean the trans community would be flourishing and doing
you're
well.
right. MJ, I'm not saying that. You're right. I think Democrats can do more for the LGBT plus community, but there would be far less harm, and you're not recognizing that. It's like you're letting
fair enough. No.
you're letting good become the enemy of perfection. Okay,
No,
sure,
for sure. I get
we
what
want
you're saying.
perfection, but there was an option that would have been much better than we are right now.
You're right. Put it this way. You're probably right, because what you said before was definite. Like, we definitely wouldn't be in Iran. We definitely wouldn't have gas prices. You're probably right that if Kamala Harris was president, that the LGBT community would be doing better.
Yes.
But I think that the economy would be doing worse. I think the whole country. I think to
How?
say that we should vote for one woman because I don't think she had a clear plan with anything. I don't think
how would the economy be worse? Where are you getting that from? The economy was doing fine by the end of Biden's presidency. We had to recover from COVID, but what was happening that was bad that you thought she would have done?
What's happening bad now?
Yeah, you mean high tariffs, high trickle-down economics not working, multiple wars we shouldn't be involved in?
No. Okay, now you're saying a whole bunch of different things. So, but just the economy. What I'm saying is that I think the Kamala Harris group is under the impression that if Kamala Harris was president, we wouldn't be having any of these economic. I'm sorry, I might be mispronouncing her name. Kamala. Miss Harris.
Like the period. Yeah, Kamala like the punctuation mark. Kamala.
All right, so Harris. Let's go with that one. Not trying to disrespect her with her name. I think that the Harris supporters are under this, they keep touting this thing. If we won, the country would be so much better. I don't think that's necessarily true. And I think to assume that and say, well, Trump is destroying the country, and if Harris won, we would all just be living in a much better world. It's just not, you have no evidence to support that.
MJD, I think what you're trying to justify your non-vote. I think we all.
I don't need to justify my non-vote.
But that's what you're doing right now. You are. You're
just
trying
didn't
to justify
vote.
your non. I know, and you're trying to justify it, right?
No,
yes, I can't say. Nobody can say for 100% certainty that like these things wouldn't be happening if she was president. But we know for like 99% certainty we probably wouldn't be in Iran. Therefore, we wouldn't be having high gas prices. Those are two things we know. As well as the harming against LGBT+. Yes, we do.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. What you literally just said, we don't for 100% know, but we 99.9% know that if she was president, we wouldn't be having. Do you hear what you're saying? You're like, you're right.
Yes, I heard. Yes,
you're saying,
I heard what I said.
concede you're right.
I heard what I said. Yes.
You have no statistics or evidence to believe that if she was president, that things would be better.
Holy fucking shit. Dagger, thank you so much. Oh my god. He just kept going and going and going. Let me read J-Ro's Venmo. J-Ro, thank you again for the 3. You're the best. It says, go ahead and tell us one policy that the MAGA has passed in Congress and what good is it doing for our country? I'll pay you $100 if you can. Well, sorry he left, but I don't think he would have been able to do that, J-Ro, so save the 100. Thank you so much, though. Hey, guys, we are looking for opposition, okay? If you disagree with the background prompt, meaning like you voted for Trump or something, hit the request button. We're not looking for friendlies, okay? If you agree with Dr. J and I, please do not come on up. Thank you. Make sure you guys follow and subscribe. Hello, Rhonda? Rhonda? Going once, twice, and sold. Kazobo. Hello? Going once, going twice. All right, accidental request. Hey, guys, make sure you check the request box to see that you did not accidentally request, okay? It's easy to do it sometimes. Little Bear, hello. Little Bear, going once, going twice. All right. We'll get to somebody soon, guys, I promise. We have a bunch of people in the request box. I'm just trying to get somebody who actually meant to request. But I hope everybody's having a really good Saturday so far.
Late. I took a nap.
Nap sounds good. Hello, how are you? Guest, hello.
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I am 29 years old.
Okay, are we going to have a serious conversation? If not, I'm just going to drop you.
Repent to Trump. Trump is God.
Cool.
So that's a no.
Oh my god. All right, Winona. Hello. Hi. Hi. Ooh. What's up? Thank you, Miss Julie. Hope you're doing well. Hi, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Great. How old are you?
So I'm 44, but I just want to make sure. Did you say you were looking for friendlies? Because I'm friendly.
No friendlies. No friendlies. I'm sorry.
So sorry.
You're
sorry.
okay.
Go
You're
ahead,
okay.
Captain.
Take care.
Later, Winona. You're awesome. Love your name.
All right, we will get to real guests soon. I mean, there are people in request box. Make sure you hit the request button if you want to come up. No gag. Hello.
Hey.
Hi. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. What year were you born?
2001.
Okay. Well, what's going on?
I just wanted to say to the previous guest, Winona, I'm also from Massachusetts. She's from Malden, so.
Did you vote for Trump, or do you have an issue with the LGBT plus community?
I voted for Jill Stein.
Oh, why?
So Tony Gill comes out every 4 years to do nothing. Got it.
What? Why?
Because she is a Green candidate and she didn't take like corporate money from certain groups.
Okay. Did she have a chance at winning?
No, she did not.
Okay, so then why vote for her?
Because I'm quite comfortable in my life and I wouldn't really be affected by anyone else's policies.
Well, that's incredibly fucking privileged of you, now is it?
So I just kind of did it because it's activism.
No, gag. No, it's not. It's the opposite. So that sounds incredibly fucking privileged of you that it doesn't affect. These things don't affect me, by the way, but I still voted.
Then why'd you do it?
I have a question. Do you remember when Jill Stein said that she knew that she couldn't win, and her whole goal was to make sure that Kamala Harris didn't win in her state? That was her goal for pushing so hard then, because she knew she couldn't win. She just wanted to keep Kamala Harris from winning. How do you feel about a statement like that coming from a candidate?
I support that.
That is crazy, because that means that you supported Trump getting into office then, because you were working against the Kamala Harris.
Well, I wanted both of them to lose, but I knew they would.
Okay.
One of them would win.
How do you think Trump is doing right now? How do you think the U.S. and the world is right now due to Trump?
I think that he's interesting.
I don't know what that means. Hey, can you speak up? You're like whispering. Is it possible you can speak up? Hey guys, keep getting the taps up, and make sure you guys all send them the heart me there at the top left. And we got the gift goal, the little baseball cap. If you guys can help hit that, that'd be terrific. All right, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I think there's some things that are interesting. Like,
what does that mean?
Yeah, like what's it called? The tax stuff.
Okay, what about it? Thank you, Amy. What about it?
It's a really broad topic.
Like, I'm a real estate investor. So
why are you whispering? Stop whispering. Speak up.
This is how I talk.
No, it's not. You're whispering. Stop whispering. It's like you're trying to. It's like somebody else is near you, and you're trying not to let them hear you.
No one's in my room with me.
If this is how you talk, that's wild to me.
That's pretty discriminatory.
With about 20 decibels, and the natural human speaking voice is right around 30. So you're just above the natural whisper, which is a 10.
Okay, that's pretty discriminatory in my opinion.
It's okay. You can deal with it.
Audiology.
Is it because of my picture, my bio, or like what's happening?
Yeah, I mean everything. Hey guys, 40,000 likes. We'll get 2 new guests. Okay, 40K. Yeah, dude. So you said the tax plan was interesting because you're in real estate?
Yes.
Okay. So are you saying you have gotten taxed less because of that?
Yes, for certain income brackets, they get lower taxes.
Okay. But it sounds like you just voted for yourself and you had no interest in other people whatsoever.
Why is that wrong?
I think it's probably a good idea that we try to help out humanity to the best ability that we can. I think having empathy and sympathy is a good thing. And I think if we have certain things that other groups of people don't, I think we should work towards helping those people.
I think if your wallet is more important than your humanity, you've got bigger problems than lesbians in your sauna. Just saying.
Well, I'm going to put myself first all the time, so.
Listen, I'm not saying that we shouldn't take care of ourselves. Of course you should. However, though, if you make let's say you make like 150K, all right, and let's say you get an extra 2,000 back in taxes or something like that, I wouldn't think that's worth everybody else being harmed due to the presidency. Personally, but if a couple extra thousand, whatever it is more important to you than other people being harmed, then I think the conversation sort of ends there.
Yeah. I think my biggest issue with the other side is probably just the tax policy. I don't like that. I just don't like taxes because.
Okay, nobody likes paying taxes, but that's part of being in the United States, right? We do that because it helps provide things for other people.
Well, I don't want it going to other people.
Oh, okay. Well, then go elsewhere, dude.
Let me ask a question. So if I told you that $37 of your next paycheck would keep a family of four from starving, would you say fuck that family of four and keep your $37, or would you give it to them?
I would probably keep it for myself.
No. Okay, well, that's all I need to know about this guest.
Yeah. What's with your bio, by the way? You're a very confusing person.
Do you not like my bio?
I'm just confused. Like, you debate conservative. What else does it say? Hold on. I can't see it right now, but yeah, you date. What does it say? You date conservatives. What's the deal with that, man? Christians and incels.
What's wrong with my bio?
It's just confusing. It's just a little confusing. That's all.
Are you said you date incels or debate incels?
Debate. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, if he dates incels, then that would mean he's asexual, which is part of my community, the LGBT community. So I was just like, where are we going with this? Okay. So you debate incels. So
Yes,
like Nick Fuentes, you debate people like Nick Fuentes?
I mean, they come in all like political persuasions, not just.
I just use.
Just answer the question. Just answer the question. Yes, 40,000 likes, guys. New guest.
People of all.
Do you whisper every time that you do it?
Yeah, I think it's soothing and it helps, calm people.
Is that why you don't have a gag reflex?
Yeah, I mean, you should. I mean, maybe I can test it out on you.
We'll think about it. Well, anyways, I think the conversation kind of ends there.
Okay, well, I hope you follow me and watch my lives.
No.
Okay. Weird.
Keep tapping and sharing, guys. Sorry about that. I know it's a little weird. Make sure you guys click the red follow button on the top left if you're enjoying the live. If you're watching on the tube, subscribe. Make sure you guys follow Dr. J as well. So show a little bit of support if you guys can, okay?
My
gift goal.
My links are in the bio too, if anybody's interested. I do need new tires for my car, so I'm gonna grift a little because I don't mind doing it anymore. No rules in this country.
What's up, Tyrone?
The LGBT community has a whack attitude.
Okay. Hold on. Tyrone, we gotta have a conversation. I need to know how old you are first. How old are you?
I'm older than 30.
Okay, cool. Great. So what's your issue with the LGBT plus community?
Okay. First off, I think there's an extremist wing of the LGBT plus community that's completely whacked and not in line with the American culture. I think there's a lot of LGBT, there's a lot of sex abuse in that community. There's a lot of
what do you mean? Hold on. Hold on. Tyrone, slow down, okay? So you're saying P3Os on average tend to be more trans people? That's not true at all. There's no data to back that up.
I think they tend to be more LGBT adjacent.
So prove it. Yeah, so I want you to prove that.
You look at a lot of like I don't need to prove it. Donald Trump.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Donald Trump told me, and he's in the Bible.
All right. You're trolling. Well, you're trolling. Goodbye.
And terrible attitude. Trans people are 4 times more likely to be a victim and 50 times less likely to offend. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I don't know where they come up with this shit, like, at all. Guys, if you voted for Trump, if you have an issue with the LGBT plus community, there's a request button at the bottom. Go ahead and click it. If you're on the tube, you can call on in, okay? The number should be posted in the comments. Hope everybody's having a really good Saturday so far.
We got some wild folks up here today, Doug.
I know. Today has been very interesting. A lot more trolls than normal.
A lot more whacked out people. Jesus.
Yeah, right. Oh gosh. All right, we got somebody in the request box. Hello, how are you, Lada? You're on mute if you're trying to speak. Here, Lada, are you there?
Hi.
Hello. Hi, how old are you?
I'm from Laos.
Huh?
I'm good. I'm from Laos, border near Thailand.
I don't know what's going on. Jesus Christ. Keep tapping, guys. Keep sharing. Let's try to get the likes on up, okay? I don't know where the shares are at, but it's probably not high enough. So I expect everybody to share out this live. Keep tapping the screen. She's from Laos.
Doug, my fingers going numb.
Okay. No gag reflex wants to come back up. I don't think it's worth speaking to you, man. Like, what are we going to be? What's this conversation going to do? You've already agreed that you don't really care about these things, so there's nothing less to talk about, nothing more to talk about. All right, let's get to this one here. Hello, how are you?
I did not mean to request. I'm so sorry.
You're okay. It happens to the best of us.
The people who keep chanting gender dysphoria, I probably don't know even what that means or how it's used.
All right, we'll speak to this guest here, Taz. He seems to be speaking. Hey, Taz, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Great. I just need to know your age, please.
55 from California.
Cool.
Where the
right.
LGBTQ is in full effect. Live your life, brother. That's what I say.
Okay, cool. So what are your views on the LGBT plus community?
Live your life. Just as long as, the only problem, I'm just going to be real honest with you.
Please.
I love gay, lesbian people. I love them all the same. Just don't try to push it down my throat. That's all I have.
Okay. What do you mean by pushing it down your throat?
Well, you know what I mean? It's one thing that, hey, you know what, man? You're gay or you're lesbian or whatever you are. Cool, man. Just be you and don't, try to be so, provocative. You know what I mean? Like, hey,
okay.
Look at me.
No, but hold on. First of all, I need you to get closer to your phone. You sound like you're far away. Can you please get closer to it? It's a little difficult here. Secondly, nobody's doing that, right? The reason why it's sometimes it can be highlighted is because this group has been attacked, right? Verbally, via legislation, etc. So of course they're going to be speaking up, but nobody makes that their entire identity. That's some sort of misinformation that gets spread.
Yeah, I'm from California, really close to Long Beach, where there is a community, and they do try to push it down your throat. I'm just.
What do you mean? Give an example. Give an example of it being pushed down the throat.
So, not too long ago, I was in Jack in the Box, right?
Okay.
And then, I was with my son. You know what I mean? And a couple, I would assume that they were gay guys came in, and they were dressed in bondage and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And they were looking, and the way that they were just conducting themselves totally was looking for attention. That's sort of the example that I'm using, pushing it down our throat. That's not necessary.
Nobody's pushing it down your throat. What you saw was just somebody who has different interests, different whatever than you, and that's fine, right? But the thing is, hold on, Tess. If you see a straight person or a white person or whatever do something weird, you don't say, well, all white people do this or all straight people do this. So why are you doing it with the LGBT plus community?
Like I said, I live among them. I live with them. I have no problem with them.
It sounds like you do have a problem.
No, I don't have a problem. I don't. I like I said in my response, irrelevant. They're irrelevant to me.
Did you vote for Trump?
They hold no space in my head.
Did you vote for Trump? Did you vote for Trump? Did you vote for Trump?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you do not like them because you voted for a guy who's actively trying to attack them.
Okay, so can I ask you a question? Does he have any LGBTQ people on his with him working for him?
Yes, and I don't give a shit. That doesn't mean he doesn't attack them via.
Hey,
hold on, Taz. That doesn't make up for the legislation and the rhetoric that's being harmed against the LGBT plus community. I don't care if he has a gay person in the cabinet. Who gives a fuck? That doesn't take away from anything that we're talking about.
So at the end of the day, you're just giving your opinion, because if he had something against them, then you know the
Taz, we need to talk about the legislation that's being harmed against them.
So let's talk about it. Go ahead, tell me.
Great. Okay, great. So let's just talk about one of the executive.
What has been taken away from him?
Okay, executive order. We're gonna go with the trans people.
Let's do it.
Taz, slow down.
What has been taken away? Let's hear it.
Great. So trans people have been kicked out of the military on the sole basis that they are transgender and nothing else. People who have already been in the military, they've been qualified, they have served honorably, and they've all just been kicked out. All because they're trans. That's not a good thing.
What else?
Well, let's talk about that. That's an issue, correct? That would be an issue, correct?
I'm real honest about it. Did those people do all the requirements to be in the service?
Yep, they were. Yes, they were. They were already in the military.
Then, hey, you know what? I would be totally on your side about it, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to hate Trump.
Okay. Well, okay. So that's one thing that Trump has done that has harmed the LGBT plus community. Okay. Okay. Cool. Banning gender affirming care for anyone under the age of 19, and we know, objectively speaking, via the data, that gender affirming care absolutely helps. Tess, hold on. Tess,
no, but did you say under 19?
Yes, that's what. Yes, under 19. So the executive order bans it, and we know gender affirming care lowers the rates of depression, anxiety, self-unaliving, substance abuse, etc. We know that the data is strong with that. So taking that away is going to harm the community.
I just go by what the Bible says in that. You know what I mean? God makes no mistakes. You know what I mean? He makes no mistakes.
I don't know what that means.
He makes no mistakes at all. When he made me, then, right?
Zero mistakes. I've been trans my whole life. Zero mistakes.
Taz, slow down.
I've been trans my whole life. Did God make a mistake when he made me?
Zero mistakes.
Right.
Zero.
So I'm not a mistake.
There's no give on that one. I can have dialogue with anybody. God made a man and God made a woman.
Great. So hold on, slow down, guys. 50,000 likes, new guest. Okay, great. So if God makes no mistakes, then people who are trans, gay, etc., they're not. It's not a mistake, right? That's how they were born.
Were they born a man or a woman?
Well, nobody's born a man or a woman.
And then, hey, you know what though? That's the great thing about it, brother. You know what? Let's say that you said, "Hey, man, I'm born gay," or "Hey, I'm born lesbian." At the end of the day, that's between you and God. But what I'm trying to tell you is, going underneath the knife and changing your sexuality, God makes no mistakes.
Nobody's changing their sexuality. You are incredibly misinformed. Nobody's changing. Slow down. God damn it. What is with everybody today? Okay, listen, man. Nobody's changing their sexuality. You're confusing terms. You don't know enough about this topic. It's very apparent you don't know enough about this topic. And it's kind of painful to have this conversation. It really is. So just go ahead and unmute yourself and slow down.
You do realize we'll skip over gender dysphoria for a moment, because most people don't understand that at all. And we'll just talk about the chromosomal makeup and biblical verses, since you wanted to use the Bible. So Genesis 1:26 and 27 says, quote, "Let us," plural, "make man in our," plural, "image, and in the image of God created he him, male and female created he them." So God, in the first chapter of the Bible, admits to existing in a plurality, and out of that plurality was born both genders. So that would say to me, and any logically thinking person, that God himself was comprised of both genders.
Taz, I don't think you know you're on mute. Jesus Christ. 50,000 likes, guys. New guest. We are looking for opposition. Go ahead, Taz.
Don't read 2 lines out of the Bible without telling me the whole chapter, who it was written to, who it's speaking to. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness that you can fool like that.
That's
I know a
nothing to
little
fool.
something
That's the
about a little
first
something.
chapter
So the
of the
dude took
Bible,
two lines
dude.
out of the Bible, and then he took it to his
Okay.
understanding. So, hey, you know what? Hey, dude, I'm totally cool. I'm totally
Taz,
cool
slow
with it.
down.
Hey.
Slow down, Taz. Like,
Hey.
what the fuck is with guests today?
I'm
Slow
just telling
down.
you right now, dude.
It's like every fucking guest today is on like speed. They just can't stop talking. All right, listen. Tell us what he misrepresented in relation to the Bible. Okay? If you thought it was incorrect, the context, give the correct context. Please debate it. Don't just say he's wrong. I invited you to unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
And I'm definitely not a Jehovah's Witness. I don't know what you're doing.
Be you. Don't shove it down our throats.
Nobody's shoving it down your throat. I could care less if you like
Then
me or
go
not.
about your life. And at the end of the day, when we take our last breath, we'll find out who was right and who was wrong.
That's not how things work. And that's not a response to what Dr. J said.
That's how it works.
All right, you're going to run away.
Find out in the end who's right or
wrong. Goodbye.
Yeah, they can never answer that question either. It's sad when an atheist knows more about biblical teachings than people who claim to have read it.
A lot of atheists know they know a hell of a lot more about the Bible than many Christians do, for sure. And anybody can come up who's opposition. So, Justin, if you're opposition, you can come on up. But I'm not looking for friendlies, okay?
I've got my ticket to hell on my keychain. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me turn my camera on.
All right, guys. Click the red follow button in the top left on TikTok. If you're watching on the tube, please subscribe. I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so if you guys can help, that'd be great. All right, what do you got?
All right, so here it is, right here.
I'm going to have to make your thing bigger. I can't see. Oh, shit, that's cool. I like it. It's cool. Well, hopefully the ride to hell is good. Nice scenery. All right. You guys can help get the taps and shares on up. That really does help kind of keep us on the FYP. We do have the gift goal up there if you guys want to help hit that. And if you guys want to subscribe as well to be a super fan, you can do that. Let me see if I can set the goal for that, actually. All right. Yeah, the goal will be 30. Right now we have 14 subs. So let's try to get that on up. All right. So again, if you disagree with the prompt, hit the request button. Please and thank you.
Important. Those two verses are not out of context either. That's literally directly from the creation story. There's no context for that. It's just it is. That's when God decided to make human beings. There's no other context to it. That's crazy. Eve wasn't even mentioned in the Bible until 2 chapters later. So
yeah,
crazy. I also think it's interesting. I'll go ahead and start the plot while nobody's up here. You know, Mary didn't have a male to impregnate her. And if God doesn't have DNA, that means Mary had to supply it all, which would mean that Jesus had two X chromosomes. And since he's recognized as a male entity, he would have had to have been born with De La Chapelle syndrome, making him intersexed.
All right. We're trying to invite people up who appear to be opposition. We may restart here shortly, actually. I don't know why the live does that lately. Like, we get up to a certain amount of people, and then it just goes back down afterwards. It gets really frustrating. Yeah, I think I may restart, guys, because I don't foresee anybody requesting. Let me restart super quickly, okay? I'm gonna end it and go right back up. All right, guys. I'll see everybody in 2 seconds. All right, we are back. We are back. All right, guys, let's get to taps and shares on up, okay? The first 5 minutes to a live are pretty important to help us get on the FYP. So if you guys can all do your things to help out with that, that would be incredibly appreciated on my end. And we are looking for new subscribers, okay? We're at 14 right now. We're trying to get to 30. So anybody that wants to be a subscriber and be a super fan, please do so. What's in the bowl? I'm eating Oreo Puffs. With milk, of course. So good. I see you in the box there. I'll bring you up as soon as we get a guest on up. So just hang tight, Dr. Day. All right. Yep, guys, 9 more subs on YouTube to get to 1,000. So if anybody watches me here, even if you don't watch on YouTube, that's fine. Please do subscribe, okay? It's the same name as I have here. It's Dougielifts. The link is in the bio. We are almost at 1,000. All right. We're looking for anybody that voted for Trump, anybody that has an issue with the LGBT plus community. Hit the request button at the bottom of the screen. It looks like a purple and blue person at the bottom left. Or a pink and blue, whatever the fuck. Yep, so even if you're not MAGA and you hate them, I'd like for you to come on up. Okay? So, I did request for you to come up. And if you're watching in the tube, you can call on in. The number is being posted there every so often. All right, let's get this one on up and we'll get started. Loading, loading, loading. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Going once, going twice. Goodbye. Why the hate? Thank you for the shares, Lady Venom. Thank you so much. All right, and as far as the likes, guys, let's see if we can get to 10,000 pretty quickly, okay? And if anybody didn't send in the heart me on the previous live, if you could do it, that'd be great. Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Hey, how old are you?
37.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Nope.
Okay. What prompted you to join? I know somebody
Your
requested.
invite?
Yeah. But why did you accept it? Like, what is it you were saying in the comments?
I have gay fatigue.
What does that mean?
I'm just tired of hearing about gay people.
All right, well, get over it.
Oh, get over me being straight.
It's
weird. Like, you guys say that straight people talk about gay people, but all I see when I scroll TikTok and it's LGBTQ lives is LGBTQ people talking about straight people.
Maybe
that's your algorithm.
That's my algorithm.
That's your algorithm, buddy.
All right, so I get one of these lives, like this live right here, like every once in a while, right? When I'm scrolling, just like doom scrolling. And yeah, you guys be talking about straight people. It's pretty weird.
We're not talking about.
Like, you guys are obsessed with straight people.
We're talking about the LGBT plus community.
Or I'm sorry, cis people.
No, we're talking about the LGBT plus community. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
All right. It says MAGA. Why do you hate LGBTQIA plus community? Like,
correct.
So it seems like you're talking about MAGA.
Yes.
Is MAGA? I'm sure there's gay MAGA out there, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Nothing like voting against your own self-interest.
I know, right?
Okay, so who did you vote for?
You there, Dr. J?
Who did you vote for? You said you didn't vote for Trump?
I didn't vote.
At all? Why not?
Nobody worth voting this election.
Why not?
I'm from Silicon Valley. Kamala Harris is actually horrible, right? Donald Trump is a joke.
How is
like
Harris
the whole political
horrible?
system right now?
How is Harris horrible?
Total shit
How
show.
how is Harris horrible?
How is Harris horrible? Right. So when she was attorney general, she was locking people up for petty marijuana crimes in dispensaries. Just people, regular people operating dispensaries. You want me to give you reasons, and now you're going to steamroll.
Slow down. Okay, great. So
please stop gaying me.
Oh my God, guys, what is going on today with guests?
Here's the deal, man. Can you stop steamrolling me, you communist?
That's not what steamrolling means. Okay, great.
Right.
So let me go ahead and speak.
You muting me
Straight.
is steamrolling me.
Shut up. Okay, I want you to prove that she put people in jail solely for the possession of MJ. Okay, and that there was no other crimes associated with it. Please prove that.
Sure, I was trying to, but you keep muting me, so I'm gonna
stop. Go ahead.
I'm gonna stop because I don't want you to gay me anymore.
Go ahead. Right. Go ahead.
Okay, faggot, you fucking queer.
Yep, you're trying to get kicked because you don't have an argument.
Shut up, kike.
There we go. Yep. Love the slurs.
And guys, he had fucking kids. He had kids in the background. That guy does not deserve to have kids. He should have his kids taken away from him.
That he's like, don't bring it on our kids, and then he's screaming slurs in the background.
Yeah, it's wild. Hey, Max, what's up?
Yeah, it's wild, bro. Why would she even do that?
How old are you?
I'm sorry about him, bro. I'm
how
18.
How old are you? All right, what year were you born?
2007, August 19.
Cool, thanks. All right, so what's up?
Yeah, so what I want to say is I hate gay people, I hate faggots, I hate niggers, I hate everything, I hate Jews, I hate this, I hate that.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Hello, can
Hello.
That's good.
How you doing?
That's who y'all voted with.
What's up? Let's go. What's up? Are you there? Hello. Hello. Okay, goodbye. Oh my God. I'm getting so frustrated today. Like, is it? I don't know what the fuck is going on. All right, guys, we are looking for ops, okay? If you disagree with the background prompt, hit the request button. Tunnel Trump, you're not coming back up. You guys don't get to come back up. You get kicked, that's it. You're done. Hello, Sean. What's up? How you doing?
What's up?
How old are you?
Nah, I'm 31.
Cool. All right, what's up?
Nothing much, bro. Just reading the prompt.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I don't know why trans is in this community. What's like, because obviously if they've got gay people, lesbians, what's trans got to do? It's like all these people into one community when they're all not the same people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, you're following that same script that other people say. So what does it matter? Because we're talking about the harm that's being done to these people. It doesn't matter the letters, okay? Set the letters aside. We care that people are being harmed, okay? We want to minimize that harm. Or even better, take it all away, okay? So here's the deal. Trump and Republicans have been harming the LGBT plus community, specifically trans people more so. And that's what we're trying to focus on.
Yeah. How? Yeah.
Yeah, there's been numerous executive orders put forward by Trump. We can talk about those. We can talk about the hundreds of anti-LGBT plus bills introduced to Congress by Republicans. Trump kicked trans people out of the military, banned gender-affirming care for anyone under the age of 19, which objectively is going to harm them.
I think this is more an American problem, to be honest. I don't think.
Yeah, no shit, Sean.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Fuck you.
What the fuck? Another fucking self crash out. I don't know what is going on. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How old are you?
I'm 19.
All right. Are you in America?
No, I'm not. I'm in Europe.
Okay. Why did you join?
Because I wanted to say, Heil Hitler, kill all faggots. Kill all faggots.
Crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna need y'all folks from across the pond to get a hold of your people, because
quickly. All right. I finished my cereal. This was my dinner, guys. Oreo Puffs with milk. Love it.
I had mango sheep's milk yogurt with granola.
Ooh, that sounds good. All right, let's get to Dean. Not the Dean, but another Dean. Hey, Dean, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Okay.
How are you?
Good. How old are you?
60. Well, 66 today.
Nice. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy
Did you
birthday.
vote? Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the LGBT plus community?
I've got LGBT friends. I don't have any T friends because I don't believe in that.
What do you mean you don't believe in it? What do you mean you don't believe in it?
That's the only alphabet letter I don't agree with.
Okay. What? Yeah, go ahead. What don't you believe?
I don't believe in gender fluidity, and I don't believe that women can be men and men can be women.
Nobody said. Yeah, Dean. Here's the deal. I think you have a misunderstanding of what trans means. It's not a man becoming a woman or a woman becoming a man. Their identity has always been such. Okay? So like a trans man, for example, right? They've always been a man. That's it.
So
we're talking about the difference between gender and sex.
At a certain age, they decide to switch.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, nobody's deciding to switch. Not at all how it works.
When they're born and they're 3 years old, they don't know what they are. They get older, they mature.
Actually,
and then
gender identity actually starts developing around that age, 3 to 4, something like that. So yeah, at that age, it starts to develop. Correct.
I just don't believe men can be women and women can
be
men.
No, again, nobody's saying men can become women or women become men. That's not what anybody is saying.
That is what they're saying.
No, they're not. Again, you have a fundamental misunderstanding, Dean. You have a fundamental misunderstanding of it.
Why
you
do
do.
Wear dresses then and use women's facilities and sports?
Okay, great. So, are you saying trans women are not women?
No, they're not women.
Okay, great. What's excluding them from being a woman? What's excluding them? Okay, so great. Okay, one at a time. Do you have to have certain genitals to be a man or a woman? Is that a requirement?
Unless you're a hermaphrodite, yeah.
Okay, we don't use that word. Dean, listen. Dean, do you have to have a certain body part to be a man or a woman?
That designates what your sex is, yeah.
Oh,
no,
okay.
It doesn't.
So, well, it's not. There's many things that characterize sex. Genitalia is one of many, many things. Okay, chromosomes would be another thing that affects it. There's a lot of things that make up sex, so it's not just one thing. But for example, go ahead.
Are you aware that men, both types, cisgender and transgender men, have a different ratio of white to gray matter in their brains than women, both types?
So you have more gray matter. You get to choose what you want to be.
That's not. Nobody's choosing what they want to be. This is again you having a fundamental misunderstanding of the biology behind what it means to be transgender.
I'm just saying, if you have a certain genitalia, you shouldn't be using the other restroom.
So, what about somebody who's born with phallic agenesis? Someone who is literally born without a penis.
That's like 1 in a million, so that's really not a problem.
It's not 1 in a billion, first of all. And it doesn't matter. You don't get to exclude all of those people just to be right.
What do you mean, all of those people? You're talking like a very small, minuscule part.
Okay,
you don't get to exclude people.
What restroom would they go to, though? If you said it depends on genitals, where should they go?
A unisex bathroom. There's plenty of them.
Okay. Let's say they're in a place where there's only a men and women restroom. Where do they go?
Well, if they're a man, they go in the men's. If they're a woman, they go in the woman's.
We're not. Oh my God, Dean. We're talking about body parts here because that's what you brought up. Okay. So if they don't have a penis, but they have everything else that a man typically has, where should they go?
go to the bathroom that they were assigned at birth.
Nobody is assigned a bathroom at birth.
Yeah, you are. If you're born man, you go use a male. If you're born woman, you use a woman.
Okay. Nobody is born a man, Dean.
Yeah, we're all born with one sex or the other.
Dean, nobody's born a man, though, right?
Your mom's vagina would literally explode if you came out a full-grown man.
Male, okay? Is that happier?
So, born male, and then that's assigned by who?
God.
God's in the OR. God's in the birthing room, and when the baby pops out and points his finger, and God's like, "Yep, oh, that's a peen. Call that one a boy." God does that.
You do that at gender reveal parties? I mean, come on. We already know the sex and the gender. Gender is not fluid. You don't just
Yes, it is. It's actually on a pendulum. It's called a bimodal spectrum. You just don't like it. That's all there is to it.
No, I have no problem with the rest of them. Just the tease.
Okay, but that's what we're trying to talk about right now. Okay, so what makes a man a man?
The way he acts, presents himself, his genitalia, his views on life.
Okay, but that has changed over time, right? Like men, for example, in the 1700s, right? They had wigs, they would have makeup, they had heels on, things that we don't typically associate with a man today, right? So we even see over time it changes.
Yeah, they wore wigs because they wanted to hide their social diseases, their gonorrhea and all that.
Okay, Dean, whatever. The point, it's a weird thing to say. The point is that what they did that represented a man at that time is very different than today. Okay, so we understand that gender, the idea of it has changed. It has evolved, so to speak.
Yeah,
Which bathroom should I use? Which bathroom should I use, Dean?
Ideology changes.
Look, Dean, keep up with the conversation. Which bathroom should I use? Which bathroom should I use?
Well, looking at you, I would assume male.
Well, I was born with ambiguous genitalia, and there is no gender on my birth certificate.
What's ambiguous? You had nothing?
Ambiguous means both.
Both? Then you get to choose. How come you can't use that word for math?
It's just a word we don't use anymore, Dean. It's a slur. Yeah, it's just a word we don't use anymore, Dean.
Is that like using the T word?
You can say transgender, just not the TRANNY, but transgender is an adjective.
Oh.
It's just being respectful. That's all it is. It's just being respectful.
Well, I don't find it respectful when they always call me cis. That's not how I get.
But Dean, that's what you are, though. You are a cis man. I don't care if you like the word or not. That's what you are.
A medical terminology.
Sure. Dean, nobody's saying that you have. Dean, nobody is saying that you have to go around saying, "Hey, I'm Dean. I'm a cis man." It's just what you are, though. You are a cis man. You don't have to go around.
Every time I come up on one of these prompts,
no, you don't. I just said you don't have to do that, Dean. Nobody's expecting you to do that.
Yeah, every time you come up on one of these discussions, they ask your name, age, and pronouns.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they. Okay, then talk to. Thank you. Who said the hat? Thank you, Deb. Listen, Dean. I can't control how other people run their lives. That's not up to me. All right. But okay, Dean. The point is that you are a cis man. That's it.
That's a medical term. That's not something used in the lay.
Nobody, Dean, for like the fourth time, I am not saying that you should go around saying, "Hey, I'm a cis man," but that's what you are. That's it.
I don't walk around with the neon sign over my head that says, "Hey, I'm trans." I don't even tell people I'm trans when I'm walking around down the street, when I go into the grocery store. I don't have these conversations outside of these educational lives when we're trying to help people understand shit.
Yeah, neither do I at all. And guys, we can get to new guests at 10,000 likes. We are looking for opposition. Yeah, like I already talked today. This almost never comes up in my day-to-day life. It's only here because we're having that conversation.
Yeah, I don't walk around telling people I'm a cis man either, but I just...
Oh my God, Dean, for the fifth time, we're not expecting you to do that. How are you not taking in what I'm saying. It's wild.
How are you not understanding what I'm saying? I'm saying 90% of these websites like yours all ask for gender. Why does it matter?
I'm not a website. I am not a website. I don't know what the fuck that means.
You're on a TikTok, aren't you? That's a website.
Okay, I'm not a website. So, Dean, what's your overall point? What are you trying to get at here?
But I've got a lesbian, gay friends, and bi, and
okay, but
the rest
but
of
you're
them.
sounds like you're tokenizing them. You're tokenizing them. That's what. That's
Like,
absolutely what you're doing.
Even my gay friends, they don't like the teas anyway. Because
okay, Dean.
Know at that age when you're a male if you're trans or just gay?
You just do,
Dean. I don't care if some of the gay friends that you know don't like trans people. All right. The fact of the matter is, the LGBT plus community in general is very supportive of trans people. All right. So I don't know why you're tokenizing the people. I don't know why you're saying that they speak for everybody. It just sounds like you like what they say, and then you say, well, they're gay, so they must have some validity to it. I'm gonna go ahead and unmute you. Guys, we're at 10,000 likes. We can get to new guests. We are looking for opposition. Dean, please unmute yourself. Dean going once.
Curious to know when Dean decided he was a boy.
What's that?
When did you decide
that you were a boy?
I never decided. I just am.
Right.
Exactly.
That's the point. And I just am. I was a boy, and I am a man now.
Okay. Well, you have the option of going either way because of the way you were born.
So does everyone else.
No, not men that are born with genitalia and then decide to be a woman. I mean, sure.
They're not deciding.
They're not deciding.
Dean, this isn't a decision like, hey, I'm going to have Coke or Sprite or something. It's not that, right? It's an innate sense of self. Just like nobody decides to be gay, right? These are parts of who they are.
No, I think a lot of it's they're just so unhappy with what they are that they try to switch things so they can be happier.
Okay, well, if you spoke to trans people, you would realize that that's not at all what it is. It sounds like you're in this bubble, not knowing anything about transgender individuals, and you're speaking on them when you know nothing about it.
That's made up.
It's not made up. It's recognized by the American College of Pediatrics, American College of Psychiatrists, American Psychiatric Association, the Transgender Society of America, the International Institute for Gender Studies, the Anthropological Society, the American Medical Association, the American College of Physicians, every state board of medicine in the fucking United States all recognizes that transgender people are real, they exist, and that they have reasons. So
then why won't some gynecologists see a transgender person? Because they have no genitalia.
What?
They do. I can introduce you to some.
Unless they've been operated on, a lot of doctors won't see trans people.
If they don't have a vagina, then likely a gynecologist isn't going to see them until they have a vagina.
Yeah, I don't know what this has to do with it, Dean.
I just argued that point on another panel, and they said, yeah, they have a right, even though they're male and they don't have a vagina.
Guys, remember 10,000 likes. We're going to get to new guests. Hey, Erica.
And men could absolutely see gynecologists for certain conditions when their regular doctor can't treat them. One of those is anal papilloma. A gynecologist will see men for that.
Hello, Erica.
Hello. I just find this idea that some people that some people don't have genitalia to be weird. Like thinking that you're what? Are you okay, Dean?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
Everybody has genitalia, Dean.
Not according to the panelists below me.
No, that's false.
He just said he was born with none.
That's not what I said at all. I said I was born with both.
Oh, okay.
How did you, Dean? How did you get that from what he said?
I might not have heard him correctly.
All right, Dean. All right, guys, we're almost at 10,000 likes here.
Even in cases where there's like vaginal agenesis or ovarian agenesis, corrective surgeries exist to give those individuals functional genitals, even if we have to do it with plastic surgery.
So when you were born, did they give you the option of becoming male or female? Educate me here.
I didn't have the option because I couldn't speak, but my parents chose to make me my phenotypical expression male, and they did a partial hysterectomy. I still have an ovary now, but I also have a testes and a penis. So,
Biden.
That's interesting.
All right, guys. Thanks for getting to 10,000 likes. That was great of you guys.
Hi,
You're all
Erica.
terrific.
Hi, Jace.
Hi, Vicky.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, how old are you?
I'm 20.
What year were you born?
2006. January.
Okay. No, cool. All right. Did you vote for Trump? Vicky,
What was that?
did you vote for Trump?
No, I didn't. Sorry,
Okay,
I thought we could request to also like support
Oh, no, I'm just
LGBTQ as well.
No, listen, I appreciate the support. That's terrific. I always love to speak to more people that support, but we are just looking for opposition, guys. So if you agree with Erica, Dr. J, and myself, please don't request on up. I would appreciate that. Whistling, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How old are you?
I'm 43.
All right, sir. What's on your mind?
Just kind of curious on your ideology. I've listened to you for quite a while now. If I have the scenario proper, you were born with both genitalia. Is that correct?
Yes.
Or
yeah, Dr. J.
Yes, I was.
I might be confused on the matter.
What is it you're confused on?
Were you born with both genitalia, or are you a trans, or
a trans person? Dr. J already answered.
Yeah, I was born with both genitalia, and I am trans because an incongruency exists between what I was assigned at birth, which was nothing, and who I am as a living person with experience.
Okay, so you're a 1 in a million chance on that particular scenario.
It's a 1% of 1%, so it's
Correct.
about 1 in 10,000.
I think it's probably a little higher than that, but you're an anomaly. You'll agree that you're an anomaly.
Yep,
correct?
unicorn among unicorns.
Okay. Now, I have no problem with that. Now, what I do have a problem with is a lot of the progression of what this
Thanks, Tammy.
is happening to our society. As far
What do you
as the transgender movement, I would say.
Okay, what about it?
Because, well, I think it's a movement. You don't agree? It's a movement.
Well, it's not a movement. People are transgender, and people today are a little more willing and accepting to come on out, whereas years ago it wasn't the case. So that's why we see more of them. But there's still, there's still a lot of negative rhetoric surrounding them and harmful things being done to them. So
you don't think it's a okay?
Why would it be a problem?
No, maybe it was a little more closeted back in the day.
A lot
maybe
more.
There was a lot of. Well, we definitely had a lot. Not a lot, I would say, but back in the 80s and the 90s, you were. It definitely wasn't as progressive. Oh, it settled down, cokehead. It's okay.
What? You just need to get to your point quicker.
Me.
Because you're taking forever to get to your point. Just get to it.
All right. I don't think that this is a natural course of action
it naturally happens.
Human biology.
But it naturally happens.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think it's spoken about a lot more now, and therefore it has become a thing because it's spoken about.
More accepting. Yeah. Nobody's choosing to be trans. Wait a second, hold on. Nobody's choosing to be transgender, right? Out of many of the transgender people I spoke to, they said if they had the choice, they wouldn't because of all the harm and rhetoric that's being done to them. Why would anybody choose to go through that?
Well, you got a good point there. I would never choose to go through that.
Exactly. So it's not a choice, it's who they are.
No, I definitely don't agree with that either.
Okay, well, so then you're saying they're then choosing to do this or to be this.
I think that society is pushing in a certain directive that has never happened before. Okay, doctor.
Yes.
Would you agree? I don't know how old you are,
55.
but I'm gonna. Okay, there you go. Was this a thing when we were younger, or would you agree that some people are being pushed into this due to sociological?
What does doo-doo have to do with this?
I don't think anybody's being pushed into being transgender. I think that as we evolve socially and learn to be more accepting of people's differences, that more people are comfortable with the expression. And so you're seeing it more. But I would also argue that when the Heritage Foundation lost its push against Obergefell and gay marriage, they needed a new scapegoat, and they chose the trans community. And then they started pushing anti-trans rhetoric into social media and mainstream media, and it became more in your face. And that required retaliation on behalf of the trans community that says, "Hey, assholes, we exist. Stop demonizing us."
Okay, I agree with you 50%. I would agree that yes, there are people that feel the way that you do. You didn't have a choice, honestly. But I feel that I think a lot of young generation people are making the wrong choice as far as they go through a rebellion stage. Look, this dude's shaking his head.
Nobody's going through. Hold on. Guys, 20,000 likes, we can get to a new guest, okay? Listen, once again, nobody's choosing to do this. I don't know why we have to keep bringing this up. And it's not. What do you mean rebellion? If it was Erica, you go 1 second. I'm sorry.
Because
if that was the case,
goes
hold
through
on.
a tomboy phase.
Cool.
Girl,
That doesn't mean they're trans. You're right. That doesn't. Shush. That doesn't mean they're trans. Okay. The fact of the matter is, the regret rate for getting like gender affirming care or specifically surgeries and hormones is 1%. In fact, many studies show even less than that. So the fact of the matter is, all of them are happy about what they're doing and they're not regretting it. Therefore, it's not just some phase they're going through. Go ahead, Erica.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know what your name is, whilst in tow, whatever. Do you know what the W path is?
No, I'm not familiar with that, and you can call me Joshua.
Okay, Joshua. So the W path is basically the route that somebody has to go down to get gender affirming care. And before somebody even embarks on the W path, they have to be three things: persistent, consistent, and insistent that they are a transgender person. It isn't that somebody just says, wakes up one morning and says, I feel like a boy today, or I feel like a girl today, goes to a doctor, and immediately they're having some kind of treatment. Especially with children, they have to be insistent, persistent, and consistent in what they are telling people about themselves. And the fact is that I don't understand how in every other part of our lives, we don't know who someone is until they tell us. I have no idea, for example, Joshua, I have no idea what your hobbies are. I have no idea what your marital status is. I have no idea what your sexuality is. I have no idea what your favorite color is. I have no idea of anything about you at all.
Correct.
But you think just because somebody has certain genitals that means they must conform to a certain gender, when in everything else in life we wait for people to tell us who they
No,
are
ma'am,
rather
that's
than
not what I
telling.
feel. What is the average age that the cerebellum is fully developed?
What? All right, we're at 20,000 likes. Goodbye. Stupid ass question. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday so far. If you're enjoying the live on TikTok, click the red follow button. I am a few subscribers away from 1,000 on the tube. So if you're watching on the tube, all 31 of you, hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Make sure you guys follow Erica and Dr. J, and let's get to the next guest. We're only looking for opposition. Only opposition. Alex, hello. He's loading. Alex, going once, going twice. You look like a friendly, though, based on your profile picture. Guys, remember, no friendlies. One second here, guys. Just trying to bring up the next people. Oh my god, some of them are so impatient and they drop from the box, but it's still up there. Yep. I think that might be it. Alright, no, we got a guess, I think. Hamza, hello. And goodbye. Alright, we don't have any guests now. There were 6 in the box and now there's 0. So mods, if you guys can help on try to invite people, that'd be pretty great. Thank you, RGC. Hope you're doing swell.
If anyone would like a dog, I have one going cheap.
What's that?
Well, he's not going cheap, he's actually going woof. But I love the way that the last guest is in the comments saying, evidently nobody actually reads up on science or biology. I hate to break this to you. The guy below me, the doctor is not in their name for funsies. The doctor is in his name because he happens to be a PhD.
Surprise, surprise. All right, Meyer?
Yo.
Hey, how old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2008.
Okay. All right, what's up? What are your views on the LGBT plus community?
I don't like it because I feel like it ruins the economy.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean it ruins the economy?
Because, like, you know, I feel like when people post about it and stuff, it's just not good for the little kids to see.
What does that have to do with the economy? What's the economy?
Oh, no. I'm not talking about the economy right now.
Then why did you say it's not good for the economy?
Well, I was going to get to that later.
Oh,
get to it.
But you started with that.
Yeah, get to it now, since you spoke about it. You can't bring it up and then run away from it.
I want a bit, but, like, wouldn't you want, like, so gay people can't reproduce, you know? So
well, they can, but even who cares?
They can't though.
Okay, Meyer, who cares? What does that have to do with anything?
What do you mean?
What I don't like. Why are you bringing that up?
Because
why does that matter? There's plenty of straight people who can't reproduce. That doesn't make them any less valid.
What? If everyone was gay, then we would stop.
Okay, but not everyone is gay. And if everybody was 7 feet tall, then everybody would be 7 feet tall. But that's not the case.
Listen to me, faggot.
There it is. There it is.
That's called a slippery slope fallacy, by the way.
Yes.
I'm going to take the most extreme possible thing, which is never going to be the case. And then...
It's a shitty argument. Yeah, it's a really shitty argument. Fact of the matter, not everybody is gay, so don't bring it up because that's just not a thing that's happening.
Hang on, let me look at who's in the. Oh no, that's okay.
Hello, Em. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great. I just need to know your age, please. How old are you?
I'm 40.
Cool. All right. And did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Okay. What are your views on the LGBT plus community?
I love them. my brother's gay, married to another man. I have no problem whatsoever with the LGBTQ.
Okay. So, but here's the deal, though. It doesn't sound like what Trump has done and Republicans have done to the LGBT plus community was a deal breaker for you. So you can say that you love them, care about them, but your actions do say otherwise. Does that make sense?
He also voted for Trump. So.
Well, I think that would harm himself as well, or other people in the LGBT plus community.
Well, that could be possible, but he didn't feel that way, and he's happily married, and we live in California, which is a very liberal state. Yeah.
See ya, Erica. Yeah. So, but listen though, but trans people more specifically are heavily being affected by these things. Plenty of legislation that's coming out, different states that are harming them, executive orders that are harming them, and it seems sort of like, I don't want to say like privileged or selfish, but I guess I'll use those words to say, well, I'm not being affected, therefore fuck all the other people in the community.
Oh, well, I'm not, I can't speak for the LGBTQ plus community, but we also have family members who are also trans. Two of our cousins are trans, and they also live in Los Angeles, and they voted for Trump, and they, there hasn't been really a disruption in their life. Like, they were able to marry who they wanted to.
Yeah.
But I just kind of wanted
to. But you guys are in California. But you guys are in
California.
I hear you. But you guys are in California.
I just wanted to hop in and hear your point of view.
That's fine. No, and we're having a good conversation. That's fine. And guys, we can get you new guests at 40,000 likes. By the way, guys. So, but you guys are lucky in the sense that you live in California, a very, very liberal state, right? At least compared to other states. But however, if you guys were in different states, we would be probably having a very different conversation. And I think it's very unfair that we have a president who's, putting out these things that harms this community. When
that's possible, but you're also putting a hypothetical out there that we could be having a different conversation, but we're not. So.
No, I know that though. But like, we have to care. I don't want to say we have to, but you should care about other people. And like, again, trans people, executive order of them being kicked out of the military, all because of Trump. Effectively, 10 to 15,000 individuals were fired, stripped of their benefits, all because of who they are as a person. How's that okay?
No, I don't think that's okay.
Okay, well, that's one thing. We can get to him banning gender-affirming care for anyone under the age of 19. And whether you agree or disagree with gender-affirming care, the fact of the matter is, medical community overwhelmingly supports it, and we recognize it as the best form of treatment for gender dysphoria. And if that's being stripped from them, then we're going to see more self-unalivings, more depression, more anxiety, more substance abuse.
Well, actually, that happens after they get the gender-affirming care.
It drops significantly afterwards. I don't deny.
No, that's not true. Actually, more people unalive themselves after they've gotten the gender-affirming care.
That is absolutely not true. I'm going to provide a source to show that that's not true. If that were true, then nobody would be doing it. But that doesn't make sense, Em.
Okay, well, yeah, I would really. I'm totally open to hearing your point of view, and if you can send me.
I'm going to pull it up here in a second. Hey, Dr. J, if you want to talk to her for a quick second, if you're listening, I just need to pull up this thing, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry, I was answering another question. What was the question?
She was saying how there's more self-unalivings after gender-affirming care, which obviously is not true.
No, it's not after gender affirming care. It's not the gender affirming care that increases the self unalivings. It's the lack of support in family and friends when they feel excised and alone in their depression and ideation.
Yeah, if you can send me a source that says that people unalive themselves because they don't have family support or care from friends or family. I'm so open to like reading that because I have never actually heard of anything like that. So, but if you can send that to me, I'd be very willing to.
Yeah, so there's
look into it.
studies. So there's a study from the William Institute as well as the American Academy of Pediatrics that shows that when they have access to puberty blockers and other gender-affirming hormones, it correlates with a 73% reduction in self-unaliving, and then a 60% reduction in severe depression among them. A 73% drop is pretty goddamn big, if you ask me. Would you not agree with that, Em? That them self-unaliving them at a 73% less rate would be a good thing? You're on mute if you're trying to speak. You guys, remember 40,000 likes, new guest. Em, don't run. Please don't run. You hear? Em, you're on mute. If you're trying to speak, you're on mute. Going once, Em. Twice. All right. Today is just weird for some reason. And she drops as soon as I provide a source that should. God damn it. Let's get to the next one.
Sorry, I got
you're still here.
kicked off. Yeah. No, I'm still here.
Okay. All right. Great. I don't know what happened. Anyways. So would you not agree that a 73% reduction in self-unaliving is a good thing? I don't know if you heard me cite that study.
Could you give me? Is that like a recent study? Could you give me a little bit more information about that article?
Yeah. So here, let me get it right here. What year was this? I think this was just a couple years ago. I'm trying to find the exact year. Yeah, it was definitely within the past several years, though.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as it's within the last 10 years, that's fine.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I can send that to you, but I'm not aware of any research showing that their self-unaliving rate goes up afterwards. I've never seen that. Now, the mistake that people sometimes see is that, like, for example, and I'm just going to make up random numbers. Let's say the self-unaliving rate for like cis kids is like 5%, and then for like trans kids it's 20%. After gender-affirming care, it'll go down to like say 10%, which is still higher than cis kids, but it's a huge reduction, right? And I think we could probably associate with that, small difference in how society views them, how society talks about them negatively, things like that.
Well, I really appreciate like hearing all of your viewpoints and like the articles. I'm definitely gonna like read more about them.
Do you have a pencil handy?
I do.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a PM ID.
Can you say that one more time?
I'm gonna give you a PM ID. That's the ID number for the study. Okay. It's 3007 0562.
Okay.
And that specifically talks about the gender stress model and how societal implications are the main contributing factor to self-harm among transgender people.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I will definitely look into that.
All right.
Can I ask if like the why we're specifically talking about trans people, or what about the rest of the community?
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the community, there's still harm being done against them, but it seems to be more focused, these days on transgender individuals. Like, for example, I live in Florida, right? There was a bill that came out a few years ago, SB 1580, that actually gives medical providers the ability to opt out of performing medical care on somebody if they happen to be gay or trans or whatever the case is. Legally, they can actually do that in Florida.
What would medical care on like gay or like lesbian people?
Yeah. So if they're
what kind of medical care do you think they were kind of looking toward?
It doesn't say specifically in the bill. All I'm saying is that they have the ability to deny them medical care because of that.
Well, that's not cool.
No. Well, of course, but that's just one of many. So if you go to the ACLU, I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Oh, I am. Yeah.
Yep. So they actually map out all of the legislation that's being harmed against the LGBT plus community. And this year alone, we're only 5-6 months into the year, whatever, 530 anti-LGBT bills. 530 this year alone. It's wild. No, yeah, it's wild. And a lot of them are directed towards trans people, but there are ones directed towards other members of the community. And I think in the year 2026, we should probably be past this and focus on things that that aren't in relation to people's sex and gender and things like that. I think we have better things to be worrying about than to be focusing on these things.
Oh, 100%. Well, I really appreciate your time and your resources and things like that. And I know a lot of people commenting are being pretty nasty towards me, but I honestly am just here to be open and honest and wanting to hear kind of other points of view. So
as long as you learn something, no, I'm happy that you learned something. I would kind of rethink your vote a little bit, but you voted, so. But yeah, I hope you take some of these things into consideration. Okay. Yeah. All right. Take care. Yeah. All right. Goodbye. All right. Let's get to the next guest. Guys, we're looking for ops. Okay. Guys, if there's Yahtzees in the comments, you can just mute them. Bryson, what's up?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's very, very loud.
Oh gosh. Okay. How about now? Is that better?
No. You're in the car and it's really loud. I'm gonna have to drop you. I'm sorry, man. All right, guys, we're looking for opposition. Please have it be quiet in the background.
Did we lose Erica? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she dropped. And guys, I have a don't ask, don't tell policy about the driving. Fuck. Echo. Yeah, I have a don't ask, don't tell policy about that. As long as you don't tell me, fine, whatever. But if it's obvious, I'm going to have to drop you. L, what's up?
Not much. Why do you think MAGA hates LGBTQIA?
I just need to know your age first. How old are you?
40.
All right, great. Yeah, because their actions say such. Trump spent $250 million campaigning against trans people. And
what do you mean campaigning against trans people? What were the things he was against trans people?
Yeah, like anti-trans rhetoric. Spent $250 million on ads and things like that.
Like what?
Yeah, like putting up misinformation about them, saying that the teachers are trying to trans your kids, which is.
But that's what's going on. That's happening.
Prove it.
Prove it. Indoctrination at the young level. That's teaching children something that they don't need to be learning.
Give me an example.
That's stupid.
Give us a specific example.
Reading trans books to kids.
What's a trans book?
Anything that has to do with trans.
Oh, so they shouldn't know that we exist?
Nobody said that you don't exist. You exist. You're there.
People say that. So you don't want kindergartners to know that trans people exist. Why?
I don't need them to be in front of a person being read a book about sexuality.
Nobody's reading about sexuality to kindergartners.
They're not?
Nope.
You swear? No, not one instance.
Nope.
No.
This is not something we would ever advocate for. Listen, El Chico, relax, okay? Listen, that's not happening. El Chico, no,
dancing in front. I mean, I saw it with my two lying eyes. You know what I mean?
Okay, great.
What about those trans?
Chico, we're not pivoting. We're not pivoting. I need you to give me a specific.
We're still on the same subject.
Okay, great. Give me a specific example of what you said about trans books and trying to indoctrinate kids. You got to give a specific example.
So I just told you there's been instances. It's been in the news.
Okay, give me an example. Give me an example, and I'm going to look it up. Give me an example. Give me an example.
When a trans individual, I'm telling you, when a trans individual was sitting down.
Where?
She had horns. I don't know.
Where? I can't look this up.
I think it was in New York.
Okay, if you don't give me details, I can't look it up.
Just Google, just do a general search. You'll find plenty of stories.
They were reading a book because they were a drag queen reading a book is what you're talking about.
Yeah, drag queen, trans. What's the difference? Who cares?
Okay, but a drag queen is someone who is dressing up as a woman to perform a particular character, and a transgender person has a biological necessity that's part of being transgender. They're not the
two people pretending to be something they're not. Okay. Gotcha.
No, that's you being a hateful bigot.
That's not a hateful bigot.
No, it is.
That's just reality.
No, that's hatefulness, and
How's that
it's
hatefulness?
it's ignorance on your part because you don't understand what transgender means. You don't know anything about science, obviously, and you thinking that drag queens and trans women are the same is a proof of that.
It doesn't matter because there's only two sexes, and it's male
Yeah,
and female.
and this is again reaffirming that your ignorance is causing you to be a whole ass bigot to a group of people you know nothing about.
But that's science, isn't it?
It's not science. That's
science.
not how it works. No, it's not
So it's
science.
not science that only women can have children?
Well, not all women can have children. So
Okay,
there's that.
not all humans have two legs. What's your point?
Exactly.
That was the point.
That literally is the point.
Okay,
so
that doesn't change the fact that they're not a woman.
Correct. So what makes a woman then? Would you have to be a woman
who has reproduction organs that identify as a woman, that it's able to give birth
without them? What if they had ovarian agenesis and they were born without ovaries?
So what if they were born without ovaries? Are they born with testicles?
Nope, just no ovaries.
So then what are they? Where is their, what is it called, a reproduction system?
They just don't have ovaries. They still have a vagina and a uterus and endometrial tissue. They may even have fallopian tubes. The ovaries just don't develop.
Oh, okay. So just because you're born without a hand doesn't not make you a non-human. So still a woman, right?
So just because someone doesn't have ovaries doesn't mean they can't be a woman. Got it. Thanks for agreeing.
She has a vagina. I mean,
well, there are people that are born without vaginas.
Okay, what are they born with then?
Nothing.
Nothing.
They have to be surgically reconstructed.
Just closed. Just a closed thing.
Yeah, it happens. It's called vaginal agenesis. It happens, and it has to be reconstructed by a plastic surgeon, and the surgery is called a vaginoplasty.
So how often does that really happen?
Roughly, in totality, agenesis conditions and reproductive organs at about 1 in 200 births, and on some level it varies in degree.
So you really think that the best way to manage this genetic deformation is
deformation? Did you just say deformation?
It's not a deformation. It's just happened the way people are made. It's don't be gross.
It's
atypical.
The body didn't grow as it's supposed to. Yeah, it's
atypical. Go ahead.
I mean, what's the lie? Like, I'm not lying about it. You're just hurt about your feelings, but it's facts.
No, Chico, I think it's good that we don't have verbiage that's harmful to people. I think we ought to be respectful to people when it takes little or no effort.
Nicer.
And you're choosing to be the opposite, right? Like we're just asking.
But these are words. They don't hurt anybody.
El Chico, we understand. We understand
vocabulary
that.
is just
okay.
Just deal with it.
Okay, so that means we can just say anything we want to, and you'll be cool with it.
Yeah, that's the way you speak. That's the way you speak.
Okay, but I don't want to harm people. I don't want to cause people pain and emotional suffering and things like that. And it seems like you don't give a shit about that.
Welcome to reality.
That's hate and bigotry. Yep. So there you go.
Not hate and bigotry, just because
El Chico, you have the ability to not do that, though. So don't say welcome to reality.
But why am I going to change my views?
Well, you're not, because I think you're a shitty person, and I don't think you care about other people. Right? So I don't think you will, though, but I think people who tend to have empathy would do such. You don't have empathy.
So you're telling everybody needs to just readjust themselves for one particular person. You know how crazy that sounds?
No, didn't say that at all. Didn't say that at all.
That's what you just said.
Didn't say that at all.
It's crazy.
So then why am I going to adjust myself on the way I use my terms, just so I don't hurt your feelings?
Just choose kindness over hatefulness, then.
I'm not cursing at you. I'm not.
That doesn't. Curse words are irrelevant. I don't give a shit if you curse.
I'm not degrading you. I'm just saying calming things. It's just a factual thing.
You don't get to decide what I determine as degrading. If I say,
then who's you to tell me how I want to explain
I
things
say,
about people.
don't call me a fruit fly, and you call me a fruit fly anyway,
I
you're
never called
doing
you a fruit
so
fly.
to harm. I didn't say you
I never
did.
said
I'm
that.
using it as a hypothetical. I said, if you called
I've
me
been
that,
nice to
and
you
I
this whole
said,
time.
don't, and I said, don't, and you did it anyway, then you would be disregarding my feelings
I
because
mean, I
you
will
don't
never
want
call
to
you a
do
fruit
something.
fly. That's the thing.
Hey, El Chico, I got something to tell you. Somebody disliked you so much they paid to kick you. W. Tammy, I hate this guy. Why do we have to accept you as an asshole, but you won't accept others to be who they are? Thank you so much, Tammy. You're the best. Guys, W. Tammy in the comments. It just baffles me. Like, I just don't see why people wouldn't want to try to respect people as much as they can. When again,
What
it
is
takes like
wrong with
no effort.
empathy? What is it literally? What is wrong with empathy? Why is caring and kindness such a terrible thing for people?
Charlie Kirk was not a fan of empathy, but see where that took him. Frankie, how you doing?
Oh, not so bad. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. How old are you, sir?
31.
All right. What's on your mind?
Oh, not a whole lot. So, I've been listening to you for a minute now, and I'm trying to understand. You said something about Trump's anti-gay rhetoric. Now, mind you, context. I myself am not the biggest fan of Trump. I'm sure as hell not a Democrat, but I'm trying to understand outside of trans ideology how this was a misstep for the gay community. Hell, even here in the South.
What do you mean?
Well, you're saying, trying to not disavow, but disrupt gay rights. So I'm trying to understand that because I wouldn't consider trans and everything after the bisexual in LGBT insert here a part of a sexuality, more of a personal ideology.
It's not an ideology for one, but it doesn't matter. They're human beings, and we ought to
it is
care
an
about
ideology.
others. It's most definitely not an ideology. It's who they are. But anyways, though, but why are you excluding them? They're human beings, and don't they deserve to be treated like everybody else?
No. Look, while I agree they're human beings that could probably use some therapy rather than
but that's
everybody
gender.
conforming.
That's part of gender affirming care, Frankie. And it's really odd to me that people on the right say it's a mental disorder, yet your guys' reaction is to bully them. If you truly think they have a mental disorder, you should be compassionate, not bully them.
No.
Yes.
No. See, no.
So you want to bully?
While I
So you want to
agree,
bully?
no.
You want to bully? You want to
While I
bully
top
people?
level agree with you. Hold on. While I top level agree with you, skin deep agree with you. To sit here and say that we have to that's like telling a schizophrenic person, well, actually, yes, we all hear the voices.
Nope.
Do you understand how harmful
that
can
is
be in the
not,
long
Frankie.
run?
That is not at all the same. Not even remotely the same. It's
No,
not.
it
It's
is,
because
you're telling a person they shouldn't have to be
Frankie,
okay with the body they were born in.
That's not what it. Frankie, go ahead, Dr. J. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're trying to conflate different things here. First of all, not every trans person has gender dysphoria, and not every person with gender dysphoria is trans. There's the first thing. Gender dysphoria isn't a disorder, it's a condition, and we don't treat it as a disorder, even in the DSM 5, and especially not that we've recently included the errata for that. As our understanding of what it means to be transgender and transgender psychology evolves, we evolve in the way that we treat the condition. And again, not everybody who's trans has dysphoria from it. The incongruency exists because your brain will recognize that your body doesn't align with the form and function of brain structure. And those are established with fMRI so that we can see that the brains of trans women and cis women are similar in form and function. and that the brains of trans men and cis men are more similar in form and function. And we have incontrovertible evidence of this. When those structures are in misalignment with a phenotypical expression, penis, testicles, breasts, whatever the case may be, it can cause anxiety, depression, frustration, but not everybody does that. But they can recognize that their sense of self is misaligned. And we used social transitioning therapy, hormone replacement therapy, and possibly surgery to treat that condition. And we absolutely do that for many other conditions that along the same path. Every time you go to the doctor, you have a mini psych eval, whether the nurse does it for you or you fill out the form. If you go in for surgery, they ask you about your mindset, how you're feeling, do you need anything? So there's always psychiatry involved. You have a care team of individuals who are educated in those matters that help you make an informed consent. I mean, it's not something that happens willy-nilly. No one wakes up one day and says, I want to be another gender, and then starts hacking off body parts. That's not the way that works.
I think no one is a stretch.
Okay. Hey guys, 45,000 likes we can get to a new guest, okay? So what did you get from what Dr. Jada said, Frankie?
Well, what I'm getting is that we have a set of people who believe that either self-mutilation, puberty blockers, whatever it may be, will help to fix whatever they're feeling inside of their brain, inside of their body, whatever it is. I'm not a fan of that. Now, while above the age of 18, 19, you wanna rock that out, look, I'm all for it.
Okay, but Frankie, why does the entire but Frankie, your opinions don't overtake the medical community and all the medical organizations that overwhelmingly understands that gender affirming care is the best form of treatment we have for people with gender dysphoria. I don't care how you feel about it. Medical community says otherwise. And the fact of the matter is, kids, teenagers, whatever, who have gender dysphoria, gender affirming care lowers the rates of them killing themselves by 73%. So unless you want kids to kill themselves more, because I want kids to kill themselves, less, yes, Frankie, as you should as well.
Do you understand how gadacantropin agonists work? Do you know what they were designed to do?
No, I'll be honest. No, I do not. But you're also talking to a man that doesn't think that we should be giving fucking, depression medication to an 8-year-old.
Oh, well, then
why should we be giving?
That's a problem. That's a problem because of your lack of understanding of biomechanisms.
It's not a lack of understanding, man. These kids haven't even had time. They haven't had time to understand what life even is.
Dude,
and yet we're telling kids about gender and ideologies and sexualities younger and younger and younger.
Because you're focused on the wrong thing, dude. You're focused on the wrong thing.
I'm focused on the children. I'm focused on the safety and the well-being of the children.
You don't know what you're talking about. That's what I'm telling you.
You absolutely do not. Any of us children went through school and decided, like, hey, no teacher came to me and was like, hey, I see that you also like playing with Barbies and G.I. Joes. You might be trans. Maybe
nobody's saying that, Frankie. Nobody's saying that, Frankie. I don't know how you fell for this propaganda. It's wild. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's trying to make somebody trans. Like you gotta get rid of this propaganda that you've been buying into. It's fucking crazy.
Most trans people don't even want to be trans. If I could flip a switch right now and not be trans, I absolutely would do it. If for no other reason that I would never have to have this conversation again. But the reality is puberty blockers, just so you know, don't actually stop puberty. They slow it down. And they were designed to treat people with precocious puberty first. They weren't used in gender-affirming care for children until much later in life. And then we don't even offer those as an option until they've reached at least 10 or stage 2 of puberty. And then it's only for 2 years.
Okay. the reason that I stated the example that I did is we have kids who should be focused on going outside, playing on a playground, playing a video game, making friendships, so worried about sexuality and identity and all of these things. If
Nobody's
that
worried
isn't
about
the
that.
case, if it's nobody and it wasn't the case, then the conversation wouldn't even be made for gender affirming care for young kids.
Hey,
sure it would,
Frankie,
because
obviously
they
it's
need
the
it, so
case
they don't want to
somewhere.
hurt themselves. What is wrong with you?
What I'm saying is, it's obviously this is a thing, right? So, like,
if a 7-year-old shows up in my office and they are insistent, consistent, and persistent in that there is an abnormality between the way they think and the way they present, they are going to get referred to a pediatric psychiatrist who will help them sort through those feelings and to find out why they feel that way. And then a physician care team that would include myself, a pediatric endocrinologist, a pediatric psychologist, a pediatric gynecologist. We're all going to come together, we'll sit down with the parents and the child, and then we're going to discuss an appropriate course of treatment for the individual patient. But we don't do bottom surgery on children. That doesn't happen. Number
shouldn't do
one.
top surgery on children. What are you talking about?
Stop talking. I'm not finished. Top
Okay.
surgery, for instance, if you have teenage boys that happen to have gynecomastia, and there's cisgendered boys that developed breasts due to an excess of estrogen, then we can give them a mastectomy at the age of 15 or 16 so that they can feel normal as a boy.
What the case that you just brought up is a medical, I would almost say, necessity. For the fact that if you have a boy growing tits, yes, that is something, because that is outside of the norm. That is not the same as saying, hey, this little girl thinks she might be a boy. We've gone through this rigorous process. Let's go ahead and cut off hers.
Nope, that's not
the
how
same.
that happens. That's not how that happens.
But what you're saying, you just said how you're advocating for top surgery, not bottom surgery. Thank God for that. But for top surgery. So what I'm trying to get at is that included.
I don't advocate for surgery, period.
Okay, but because it's open for the medical necessitation of a boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a boy who might be growing boobs of some sort, should we open that door for a girl, for it to be utilized on a girl to remove her boobs before she even knows what the hell's going on in her life?
Well, first of all, gender, it begins its establishment at the age of between 3 and 7. Kids become gender aware during that time frame. This is clinically established that children become gender aware. They start to understand what it means to be a girl and what it means to be a boy between the ages of 3 and 7. That's when social gender norms begin implantation in their day-to-day activity.
I can agree that as a 3-year-old, probably noticed the difference.
Goodbye, Frankie. We hit 45K. Goodbye. Sorry.
Oh
you
my
can
gosh.
finish. You can finish what you're saying.
No. Just to finish the thought, if an individual at that age starts to experience an incongruency, and many trans people do this, they can begin to express it at as early as 3 or 4, because they're going to be aware that their innate sense of self is at odds with their physical presentation. So, but we don't immediately go, oh, this kid is trans, let's start them down the path. Because there are other things that could be influencing that thought process, which is why we start with a pediatric psychologist who understands gender dysphoria.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's ridiculous.
Hey guys, if you can keep tapping the screen by liking it and sharing it on now, make sure you guys click the red follow button on the top left. If you're watching on the tube, I'm like 2 or 3 subscribers away from 1,000. So if you guys can help get me there, you'd be terrific. So if you've been watching me on YouTube for a little bit or just follow me, just subscribe. All right, we're going to get to the next guest in a second. Yeah, I always find it really wild when they say that they don't even know who they are at this age. They can't make these decisions, yet they're all for them making other medical decisions at that age. It just, I think they view gender affirming care or being trans as some sort of like elective thing that they're just sort of choosing to do, and it's not a necessity. But clearly it is.
Kara, that's a great question, and I can actually speak directly on that because I was born with ambiguous genitalia, and parents do make the choice, and sometimes parents make the wrong choice. In my case, I'm attracted to men, and my parents chose to make me phenotypically male. So when my dad has an issue with me being gay, I would always say, "Hey, it's your fault. If you'd have given me a vagina instead of a penis, I might have been straight." And then he gets to feel like shit for doing that, and that made me feel happy. But yeah, the reason that we typically try to start those things, when we have individuals who are born with reproductive ambiguity in any form, is because it can affect their overall development. And so, if we can wait, we do. But if we can't, then we have to make some choices. But it comes back to informed consent, and this is what's likely to happen over the course of the next how many ever years.
Yeah. Let's get to this guest here. Jordy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I should tell you up front that I am not MAGA at all.
Okay.
I just saw some comments in the section, and not to disagree with you, Dr. J, but many clinical studies have shown that the part of the brain that is associated with gender identity is already fully formed halfway through a pregnancy. So at birth, you have that identity in your brain. Yes. Also, my reminder to all of our MAGA constituents, if you're fiscally conservative...
Jordy, slow down. Holy shit. Okay. Why are you up here? Are you here for a debate?
Not necessarily a debate. I feel like there was maybe some misinformation that was spread that could help.
So let Dr. J respond to it, because you said, so you claim that he said something incorrect. Let him respond to it.
Not an attack on him, to be clear.
That's fine. Go, Dr. J, if you want to respond, you can go ahead.
What did you? What did you're saying that I said something incorrect, or someone in the comments did?
Some of the comments were incorrect, and I think you pivoted on a point, and you really touched in on the amount of intersex people that are born within the population. And I think just something to piggyback on top of that is that most of the time at birth, these corrective surgeries are performed without parents even knowing that their child is born intersex. I have a cousin that went through multiple rounds of fertility to find out that she actually, even though she is physically and gender identity...
Goodbye. I don't know what you think we're doing. These are debates, dude. Get out of here. That was really annoying for someone. We're here for debates, not for correcting. And if there's something that you need to correct, then don't just fucking monologue the entire time. All right, guys, we are looking for opposition, please. If you voted for Trump, if you have an issue with the LGBT plus community, hit the request button. All right. We cleared the request box, so we don't have anybody in there. But if you guys can help, mods help bring up opposition. Cool. Here we go. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
I'm great. How old are you?
I am 43 from South Africa.
Sounds good, sir. And do you have an issue with the LGBT plus community?
No, I don't. What I have an issue with is more of the LGBTQ community worried about them losing their rights and everything else, where I look at it like no one cares about the LGBTQ community. Like I've worked in government, I've worked in advertising, I've traveled. Well, hold on.
Just get to your point. You have to speed run to your point, please. Just get to your point.
So you were saying that government and Trump and all these other people are against LGBTQ, and you're losing rights to it. But the way I look at it is nobody had a problem with it until you started announcing it.
No.
And I was like, no one
slow down,
cared.
slow down. Okay, holy monologue. All right, listen. The Republicans are the ones who started bringing it on up because they needed something to attack, right? The gay marriage wasn't a thing anymore that they could attack, right? So they had to pivot to trans people, right? It's not like trans people just came out of nowhere and say, "Hey, I'm trans. Hey, I'm trans. Look at me."
Yeah, you were always there.
It was a reaction to what Republicans have done towards the community. So of course they're going to speak up.
Sure. So Joe Biden in 1988 was no. I know, but wait. Hold on. Hear it before you breathe in, and you're like,
Go
oh,
ahead.
fuck.
Go ahead.
In 1988, Joe Biden came in, who was a Democrat and actually was against LGBTQ. He even publicly went against it.
I don't care. Yeah. Get to your point.
My point is that you motherfuckers are always talking about, oh, we're being attacked or whatever. But the thing is, at the end of the day, we don't give a fuck if you bang one another in the ass or suck one another's dicks.
But unfortunately, shut up. Unfortunately, you guys do, right? It's not like this is coming from nowhere, right? We already stated that there's been over 500 anti-LGBT plus bills introduced to Congress this year, specifically 530 of them. So, yeah, if you don't care, then don't vote for people that are fucking putting forward this legislation. Don't fucking vote for Trump, who every other word out of his mouth is trans this, trans that. All right? So, start acting like it if you don't care. Seems like you guys care quite a fucking bit. You can unmute yourself. And guys, if you all can keep tapping and sharing, we are looking for opposition. Go ahead, you can unmute yourself.
Well, I didn't unmute myself. You muted me.
Right. You can, So go ahead and respond to what I said.
So here's the thing. I would love to hear your view, and then I would love for you to hear my view. Traveling the world. So I want to know, like, all right, let's put it down to like a 1 minute comment, and then I'll rebuttal to it, or I'll agree with you. Okay,
Hold on, I gotta read this Venmo. Hold on, I'll let you go in 1 second. I'm sorry. J Ro, thank you for the $3 on Venmo. It says, guess this guy thinks gay people were treated fairly in the 60s, right? Remember when gay people were hunted down and arrested just for loving each other? Right. Thank you so much, J Ro.
But I'm talking about it anyway. So I tell you what, you take 1 minute, explain to me what the issue is. If I agree, I'll agree. I'll shut up. I'll rebuttal against you.
I've already explained it to you. I don't like it's almost like you weren't listening.
Yeah, I haven't been on your podcast for like the last 20, 30 minutes.
No, I just explained it to you. In this conversation, I just explained it to you.
No one is taking away your fucking rights.
Okay, so are these 530 anti-LGBT pass bills? Are they just made up? There are 530 of them this year alone.
Wait. 530 what?
Anti-LGBT plus bills that have been introduced to Congress, and we can go through them. We can go state by state. They are absolutely going out of their way to attack them.
Sure. But they're not all right side, and they're not all left side. They're coming from both directions.
No, all of these are coming from Republicans. That is not true. All of these are coming from Republicans. Democrats are not doing this. What the fuck are you talking about?
In the state of Tennessee, doctors can now legally refuse to treat someone based on their personal belief system. They don't have to follow the Hippocratic Oath anymore. That's just one in the state of Tennessee. We've already seen it utilized. We had a physician who refused to treat a woman for prenatal care because she wasn't married. Some people can't get hormone therapy because they're trans. They can't get them if they choose to get a mastectomy. They have to have their husband's permission, or if they want a tubal ligation or a hysterectomy, they got to get their husband's permission. This is all shit that's happening right now that affects not just the trans community, but every woman in the country. What are we doing?
Hey guys, we could get to new guys at 65,000 likes, okay? It's me. You can unmute yourself. I don't think he knows he's muted. It's me. You are muted. I've invited you to unmute yourself.
You keep muting me, motherfucker.
Correct.
Idiot. So then why ask me? I'm muted. You're the one doing it, idiot.
Correct.
It's just like every fucking LGBTQ is like, oh, I don't want to hear the story. Oh, let me mute you and not listen. Oh, I'm going to mute you. You're muting me, dummy. Instead of listening.
Cool.
So it's like, what I was saying
do you have an argument? Give an argument,
So I was
please.
saying to you is like, when I was a kid, I was confused, wasn't sure. Should I be gay? Should I be straight? Should I be LGBTQ? Whatever. But I was super young. I came to the conclusion later on. I was like, no, I'm not gay. I'm not whatever. Like, there's an interest. I mean, like, look at the Romans. They fucking did it.
That has
But
nothing
you
to do with what we're talking
motherfuckers-
about. No,
Yeah,
slow
but
down,
you
slow down,
motherfuckers
slow
push it
down,
on
slow down,
everyone.
slow
It's
down.
like Christianity.
I'm going to
It's
mute
like when it
you.
comes-
I'm going to mute you. This is why you get muted. You get on these rambles and you just can't stop talking. We have to
Yeah,
address
but
it. Stop it. I'm going to address what you said and then you can speak. Okay? Okay. Listen, again, as Dr. J already said, nobody's just taking a kid who says, oh, I might be trans and just giving them surgeries and giving them hormones. That is not happening. There's a very rigorous process that they go through if they happen to have gender dysphoria. And nobody's
you're putting me on mute again. It's always mute. Like,
I
why
already
are you always
explained why.
muting?
Because you don't know when
Okay,
to stop
so you
talking.
don't want an argument. You don't want to hear anything.
No, because
Because,
you don't know how to have a conversation. You get on these steamrolls. Stop it.
Self-control is a thing, dude. Why do so many men have problems with self-control?
Mute.
Goodbye. All right. If you are coming up as a guest, you have to have self-control, okay? If you guys have been watching me for a little bit, you know I don't do that to every guest. I do it to ones who cannot control their fucking mouth vomit. That's it. Like, just have a back and forth. You're not going to get muted. You get muted when you just keep going and going and going and going.
Just give your main reason. You don't have to give us a whole list. Give the main reason, then let us respond, and then you can rebuttal. That's how conversations work. But if you're going to spend 45 minutes telling us every reason you despise 1% of the population, we're just going to lose interest because, quite frankly, I've heard it all already.
What's up, Brink? How you doing?
Good. How you doing tonight? This afternoon. I don't know where you're at, but
yeah, no, it's nighttime. It's 8:20 by me. But I just need to know your age before we move forward. How old are you?
51.
Sounds good, sir. And what are your views on the LGBT plus community?
Well, I feel like people should be able to do what they want as an adult.
Okay.
As an adult, you can do, once you hit the age of 18, you know, all bets are off, right?
Okay.
Prior to that, you know, I think they could change as they get gradually older, but definitely not at, you know, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can kids choose their sexuality?
They're not.
It's their choices.
What? Oh, by the way, I had a question. What kind of doctor are you exactly?
Were you referring to my DO or my PhD?
Either one. Your doctorates. What are your doctorates in?
So I have a doctorate in diagnostic medicine with a subspecialty in neurology and a specific emphasis in neurodivergent and neurodegenerative disease. And then my PhD is in biomedical research with a specific endorsement in stem cell and regenerative medicine.
All right, nice. But yeah, so back to my original thing. I do not believe children in any form, you know, should be given any kind of gender affirming care. Now, if a little kid wants to wear a dress, fine. If they want to play with little girls' clothes or boys' clothes, fine.
Well, that's gender affirming care. That's a form of gender affirming care, though.
No,
but
it's just letting a kid be a kid. It's just letting a kid be a kid. Because if I have several children, several grandkids.
Gotcha. Let me please respond. Okay, so listen, it seems like you guys view this as some sort of elective type thing that they're just doing for funsies. Here's the deal. You wouldn't say this about any other medical decision that a kid would have to have when it comes to any other like disease, disorder, wherever it might be. If they have cancer, if they have a broken leg, you would never say, hey, they don't know if they should have surgery or not. They need to wait till 18. You would never say that. So why are you saying in regards to this?
Okay, because that's easy. That's an easy one, right? Because if you have a broken leg, right, there's a definitive X-ray that says this leg's broken. This is an exact treatment plan.
Yep.
It has an exact heal time. It has an exact outcome. It does not change. It's not going to change. It is exactly photographed. When you talk about people's sexuality or little kids, for example, I can convince any kid
No, you
under the
can't.
age of like
No, you
6
can't. No,
that
you
they're a
can't. No, you
dinosaur.
can't. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. God, what
I
is with
absolutely can.
everybody today? What is with everybody today? I feel like I'm going crazy. Listen, you cannot convince a kid they are a dinosaur, okay? That's not a thing. And the fact of the matter is, we know the regret rate when it comes to gender affirming care is about 1%, okay? You would have an argument if the regret rate was like 50%. You would legit have an argument. But if it's 1%, clearly, very, very few, next to none, are going through this and then deciding, hey, maybe this was the wrong thing. That's not happening.
That 1% that detransition, they usually retransition later in life.
A lot of it is due to like money issues or stuff like that.
Finances and support being the top two reasons.
So you have my position on kids, right? I don't believe they should have gender affirming care outside of just being normal kids growing up, playing with normal toys, whatever they want to play with, and dress however they want to
But respond to what we
dress.
just said. I understand, but respond to what we just said, though. We gave an argument against that.
So being that, you're saying that's not happening, right? But I have kids and I have grandkids, and I for sure, and all the kids I've raised over the years, I can convince them to be anything I want them to be. I mean, if you don't think you can, whew, that's a real, it's
I
scary.
have 13 grandchildren and 6 children.
And you can tell and you can tell, yeah, but you can definitely, when they're little, they want to be dinosaurs, they want to be cats, they want to be whatever they see on TV for a little while, and they got to grow into themselves and understand. So before 18, it's the parents' choice of what happens to them. After 18, they can do whatever they want. That's my opinion. Now, the military.
No. We're not moving on. No. Okay. Again, we know definitively that gender affirming care lowers the rates of self-unaliving, them killing themselves, by 73%. And you are
8-year-olds
advocating
are not killing themselves.
Slow down. Yes, they are. Yes. People who are trans, kids who are trans, have much higher self-unaliving rates. We want that to happen less. Okay? And it seems like you don't give a shit about that. Let me read this Venmo out loud from J-Ro. Give me 1 second. So, J-Ro, thank you for the 3 on the Blew Up with the Beast. As a guy coming up on here saying he can convince a young child to do whatever he says, sounds like a P3DO to me. I mean, your friend might not be wrong there. Thank you, J-Ro. All right, go ahead and unmute yourself. Are you there? Bring. You got to unmute yourself.
If an 8-year-old's killing themselves, if 8-year-olds are killing themselves, that's a parental problem, because what 8-year-old has access to things that are going to hurt themselves?
So you did under the kitchen counter.
I mean, honestly, what 8-year-old? I've never heard of an 8-year-old killing themselves. You have to actually show me one.
Bring. This is absolutely insane that you're saying this. You're telling me there aren't kids who have self-unaliving ideations? Is this really what you're telling me?
Not at 8 years old. Not unless they've heard it from an adult or an adult that has that problem, for sure.
Cool. Go ahead, Amber. How are you?
My brain is melting.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
It's really disturbing to hear somebody say that if a young child takes their own life, it's the parents' fault. As an educator for 25 years, I've seen it in children as young as 9. And in our old neighborhood, there was a 10-year-old who took his own life with a BB pew, believe it or not.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How did that happen? That's wild.
I honestly don't fully understand it myself. I wasn't about to ask my friend.
Yeah. No,
the
I
details.
get that. No, for
but
sure.
Yeah, he was 10. And now, do I think that they should have let him have access to that BB thing? No, but they did not believe that it was possible to give yourself a fatal wound with that. And unfortunately, they were incorrect. But most of the time when these things happen to really young children, they use belts and closets. So that's not something that like a parent is leaving some dangerous thing out for them, or it doesn't take something really dirty for a small child.
Sure.
And it definitely is not usually something the parents see coming.
Go ahead, Brent.
Your
So
kid
like to
has
blame parents is just like
your kid.
unbelievable.
You would have to have other signs and symptoms before a kid just randomly offs
That's not
themselves at
true.
8 years old.
Unfortunately, that is just not
Bullshit.
true. Unfortunately, 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12-year children are extremely impulsive. And unfortunately, they
I
make
know
these
that.
decisions usually after something really bad happens to them at school one day, and they don't have the level of force it takes to realize that this is a temporary thing. Sometimes some kids see this as the end of the world. And unfortunately, there are a small percentage of cases where they do that in those cases. Yes, it absolutely happens.
But on all these cases, I'm willing to put money on that if you look back into the history, the parents, they've heard it from about suicide. They've heard people talk about suicide.
Do you
They've had
think
it.
that
Kids at 8 years old.
Do you think that children 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old are not aware of the concept of taking your own life based on just society in general? Do you really think that?
Absolutely.
Well, that's insane.
That's okay. Well, I've never seen it in all the places I've lived across the world, except
Do you work with children?
magically here.
Do you work with children?
Yes, I have in the past.
What do you do? How did you work with children?
I was an EMT for a number of years.
That's not the same thing as working with children all day,
Well,
every day. That's not even remotely close to what I meant.
What the fuck? EMT?
I worked a paramedic. Yeah, I worked at hospitals, emergency rooms.
That's not what I
over the
meant. I
years.
meant, is your daily job caring or working with children all day long, every day? That's what I meant.
Oh no, but the teachers
Okay,
I know
well-
that I live with do, and they would have the same statement.
I don't care what they say. What you're saying goes against the data we have and the cases that we have seen actually occur.
Last year,
So just
we
because
had
you live in
70
a bubble and don't understand how this could happen doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. It absolutely does happen. In fact, there was one in the neighboring school district here this year, a 9-year-old. So.
And what I'm saying is that if you go back to the parents and you look at
And
the
how do you know
parents,
that? How do you know in your
One at a
mind?
time. Hold on,
that if you-
guys. One at a time. Hold on, guys. One at a time. Dr. J, you were trying to speak. Go ahead.
Sorry, Dr. J, I didn't hear you.
No, you're good. You're good. So last year, 78 children between the ages of 6 and 9 took their own lives. All of those, after investigation, were episodes of situational depression as directly related to social treatment, and they all resorted to self-hanging, kills, or the very few that had access to pew-pews.
firearms. Is that what you're talking about? Pew pews.
Yeah, we got to be careful on TikTok with the words. So yeah.
I'm not saying that kids might not kill themselves, but I'm guessing, like I said, if you go back and actually talk to the parents also have some form of mental issue or have had attempted it before.
Yeah, that's just not true. It's
Okay,
just
well,
not true.
I'm saying if you look into it, I haven't looked into it. I'm taking.
So
an
then why are you
educated
saying
guess
that?
based
Yeah, it's
on
not
kids.
an educated guess. That's not an educated guess.
You're saying like I bet everything
Working
in me
in
that if you look into
hospitals
these
with people-
parents' history, you're going to find this. You have no
stop overtalking
basis
her.
to make that kind of an assessment. You have
Working in
no
ho-
idea that that's the case. Sometimes children do actually have diagnosable mental illnesses, but like I said, when a child is under the age of like 12, most of the times when they do these things, it's very impulsive.
Yes, and Brink, I want to make it very clear. Even if the parents had some sort of issue, whatever the case might be, that does not at all take away from what we're talking about. Okay, it's
I'm not
still
saying
a
it
very
is.
okay. So regardless of the point, we have to accept that we have to realize that this is happening, and we don't want this to happen. That's what we're trying to get at. Does that make sense?
I just asked my son, who's an adult now, how old he was when he became aware of the concept of self-unaliving, and he said 9 or 10. which sounds about right to me. And unfortunately, we had a neighbor, I know this has happened a lot, in one of our previous neighborhoods, who was an elderly man who took his life with a pew-pew a couple doors down from us, and it was a huge ambulance scene, and the kids, I explained it to them in an age-appropriate way. So yeah, kids hear about these things that happen in their neighborhoods.
There you go. You made my point.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's about children becoming aware of the concept of it, which is going to happen at a young age in a society where this happens a lot. They also have a lot of veterans in the family, and they became aware of the issue among veterans at a relatively young age, 12 or so. So, like, we're supposed to, you really think you're going to wrap your kid in bubble wrap until they're 18 and not let them think that you're going to protect them from understand that these things exist? That's just not going to happen. And
no,
the best thing to do, hopefully what you're going to do when you introduce them to this concept, or something happens in their neighborhood that they hear about, because if you think that me telling them in an age-appropriate way was the only way they were going to hear about it, you're wrong, because it was the only thing the kids on the bus talked about the following Monday. So they would have heard it from them, if not from me, because it happened in the neighborhood. And in addition to that, if you think, I totally just lost my train of thought, but this is something that happens frequently in society. And the best thing to do, if you're a good parent, is when they come to you with questions about it or something like that happens, is to have an age-appropriate, responsible conversation with your children about what that means and the impact it has on the people around them, and what to do if they ever have those thoughts themselves, and to let them know that you are a safe person to come to talk to about that if they ever have thoughts like that, and that you will never judge them.
Right. Hey guys, we'll get to new guests. Guys, hold on. Time out. Guys, 80,000 likes, we'll get to a new guest, okay? If you're joining live, click the red follow button and subscribe. One more subscriber away from 1,000 on YouTube. Whoever wants to be my 1,000th subscriber, that'd be great. Go ahead.
Sorry, I had that discussion with my kids when I was in the mental hospital for attempted suicide. I've had that conversation with my daughters. Thanks.
Okay, so then you introduced the concept to your own children.
That's right.
And now you're complaining about people introducing.
No, I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. I understand. Like I said, you keep talking about how all these things were introduced to kids. I introduced it to my daughters. They saw it down the street. It's been introduced to them.
So then you know that that's going to happen. So what are you even saying? You're saying this kids are only going to do this if their parent has an issue with it or it's introduced by their parents. First of all, that's not true. But second of all, you did the very thing you're complaining about right now. Hopefully you did it in a responsible way. I'm sure you did.
I had a problem, and I introduced it to my kids. And that's why I'm saying, if you look back, not just my kids, I'm saying being introduced in general, like you said, through seeing it happen down the street, or you guys talking about it around the kids of a neighborhood, right? Or older kids being around kids of younger ages of 8, 9-year-olds, right? Putting that train of thought into their head, that's a possibility. So they have something to impulsively act upon.
Here's the thing that I think
kids act impulsively,
yes,
based on what they know for the most part, or what they've seen.
So here's the thing that I think you're missing the most. When you make the topic not taboo, and you make it a regular topic of conversation with your kids that they feel comfortable discussing with you, it becomes less likely to be something a child will do impulsively. Because for some reason, children tend to be attracted to and interested in things they don't fully understand or that seem taboo. And if you make it less taboo for them, they're going to have a less likelihood of trying something like that feels taboo to them.
Right. And controlling impulse with kids is a whole separate issue.
Okay.
Which
I do agree with you. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about young children.
I came on here to talk about the military, but
okay. But hold on. The whole point of this is that kids, specifically trans kids, have higher self-unaliving rates, and we want to minimize that via gender-affirming care. And the data shows that overwhelmingly. And you don't want them to have the thing that causes them to kill themselves less. which is
I do
wild to
not
me.
want him to have. I don't want him to have any kind of chemicals and
Okay,
or
so you want
hormones. I don't.
great. So you want them to kill themselves more. This is what you want.
No, I think there's
Yes,
other
yes,
ways
you do.
besides
You
chemicals and other and
get both
medication
ways.
too.
You don't get both ways. I am sorry. Either you don't want them to have gender affirming care, or you want them to unalive themselves more. That's it.
That's not it. You can
Yes,
get
it is.
to
I
on
no
kids. You can
gender
get to a
affirming
kid
care.
on allowing themselves more without
Brink.
giving him chemical or hormones.
No.
You can
Okay,
do
in
that.
some cases they need that, and this is not up to you to decide that. The doctors know more than you. Okay, I'm going to leave it
Wow.
up to them since they probably know a bit more than you. You're right. Many trans kids may not need that. They may need just some therapy. They may need just dress in different clothes, wear their hair differently, be called different, whatever. Right? Yeah, that might be fine for a lot. But what about for the ones that have severe gender dysphoria? You just want to say, fuck it. Well, you might just kill yourself. It
I
sounds like that's
I
what you want.
I think that there's another way to do it besides giving them
Okay.
chemicals.
Well,
What is
if that
that
were
way?
true, yeah. Well, what is that way that the medical community
I
has? What is that way that the medical community has not figured out? Since you seem to know more than them.
This answer, I just
I don't know. That's
Okay.
why I'm saying I
So
don't know.
so
I
so
think
let's
that there's another
so
way to do
let's.
it.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that you think that. Maybe you can go ahead and research another way. Right now, to date, the best known of care, form of care that we have is gender affirming care, which sometimes can include hormones and surgery. Rarely, it's a very rare thing, right? We're talking like 1,000 cases a year or something. It's not much, okay? But sometimes they need it, and if that means they won't kill themselves less, I will have them have it all fucking day. And guys, 80,000 likes, new guest. Okay, I gotta read a few things out loud. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Robert, thank you for the 5 on Cash App. It says C-Bar here. Thanks for covering this tough topic. Thank you so much, C-Bar. And then David, we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. David, thank you for the 20 for that. I think. Thank you so much, W. David. Thank you guys for helping me get 1,000 subs on YouTube. Let's keep it going. All right, go ahead. Whoever was speaking, I'm sorry.
Oh, so I was just going to say that for the vast majority of trans individuals, even children, social transition is sufficient for what? We don't introduce the concepts of hormone replacement therapy, puberty blockers, and surgery until way later in the process. That always begins with an evaluation from on a child who has been insistent, consistent, and persistent with their identity. And then they are referred to a pediatric psychiatrist who is specifically trained in dealing with children who are questioning their gender identity and its expression. We don't jump straight to hormones. And in the rare cases of precocious puberty, we're talking about people who start puberty too young. We use puberty blockers, for lack of a better word, to treat that, and that has nothing to do with being trans. That's just early puberty. Of the 4,000 mastectomies performed last year on individuals under the age of 18, 3,800 of those were performed on cisgendered males with gynecomastia, which means that only 200 of those were performed as a means of helping a transgender child cope with their body, and then those cases were determined to be necessary because the risk of self-harm outweighed the risk of surgery.
All right. Well, we're about here at 80,000 likes. I'm going to go ahead and bring it down. No pun intended. Have a good rest of the day. And J-Ro, thank you for the 2 on Venmo. It says, you do know that water is a chemical, right? Chemicals are not inherently bad for you, and generalizing it that way is very dangerous. Yeah, I agree. It's like a buzzword when they say, oh, they're giving chemicals. Literally everything's a chemical. So it's just a buzzword, and it creates like some sort of negative connotation when they use that word, when not all chemicals are the same. Thank you, J-Ro. Guys, we're only looking for opposition, so if you're in a request box and you're not opposition, please do drop, okay?
Yeah.
Hello.
Tennis. So A6.
Hello.
A6.
So I have just a running
You got running shoes.
Hello.
Yeah, running shoes.
Matthew! Ugh. Boy. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday so far.
Lovely. Hey, I'm doing real good at holding my cool today. Just want to point out Dr. J hasn't had a crash out. So.
That's always a good day, right?
Good dog, Doctor. Good dog. Did you just
Good
hear
dog.
that? Good dog.
That's
Are you
totally
freaking
fine.
serious?
Good
Good job, Dr. J. You're doing better than I am, and I've only been here for a few minutes, dude. I can't even tell you the brain fog and like mixing up my words that's been happening to me with freaking perimenopause.
Oh gosh.
I really absolutely despise you people for not having you specifically men there, Doug, for not having to go through this. I hate you all. Okay.
I'm
Thanks.
so sorry.
Hope that you continue to
It's
have
terrible.
access
It's
to
terrible.
gender affirming care because that affects women who are perimenopausal and postmenopausal because they need hormone replacement therapy.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And in some states, they now have to prove that they need that because their doctors can't just prescribe them anymore. We got to have a whole ass paperwork trail just so a woman can have access to estradiol. Or they have PCOS and they need to be on spironolactone so they don't grow a beard at 20. I mean, come on, y'all. Come on.
Well, Dr. J, I think the biggest issue, and we say this all the time, right, is that these people generally are arguing from an extremely uninformed place, and they're just going off of like headlines and very baseline information that they've heard from other people. These are not the kind of people like we are who like go and dig into all the research papers. So, and the truth is, I don't think they care about the statistics and the research. They just care about how they feel about it.
Every time they tell me they care, and I ask, "Well, what research have you done?" It's like, "I don't need to do research. I saw it on." I
It's
see what's
common
right in my eyes.
sense.
It's just common sense. Jesus said, "Yuck 'em up."
It's pattern recognition. I fucking hate when they say that.
And I
Well, I
still
think that
maintain that Jesus had De La Chapelle syndrome.
I think the thing that bothers me the most is like these are not your kids. These are not your kids. Stop telling other people what kind of medical treatment they can get for their own kids. This is the opposite of this whole small government crap. They used to try to tell us, which they can't really say much anymore.
Yeah.
Thanks
Again,
to
guys,
Tim Paxton,
if you're opposition, hit the request button, guys. Sorry, go ahead.
Tim Paxton is now sued the crap out of Texas Children's Hospital, one of the best children's hospitals on the planet, and now is requiring them to establish a detransition clinic. And they fired all of the gender affirming care physicians, including pediatric gynecologists, pediatric endocrinologists, and pediatric psychologists, because they support gender affirming care for children. And now he's assigned doctors that align with his particular way of thinking to run this gender affirming or detransition clinic. And the hospital had to pay out $5 million in fines to the state for supposedly falsifying claims because they don't accept like Turner syndrome, for instance, which is a valid intersex condition. They don't accept that as a valid diagnosis anymore because, Tim Paxton doesn't think so. And so now, and then they're even going as far as to saying that maybe they'll take legal action against parents who don't take their kids to detransition. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Small government, yay. That sounds small to me. Government legislating healthcare. Fucking gross.
It is. Hey, Doug, the
Yes.
House bill that was recently introduced to give women unaliving penalty for ABs, was that a state bill or a... I haven't been paying attention. Do you know?
North Carolina is it HB 5132?
Yeah.
See if that's right. North Carolina HB 5132, and that
Okay,
might be
yeah,
the right
North
one.
Carolina. That is horrifying.
Yeah, no, I saw
even
it. It's crazy.
Think
Giving
about it.
husbands the right to pew their wives if they try to have an AV, does he not realize that pewing the wife is
I mean,
also
that's ridiculous. Yeah.
It's also, are they going to include people with IUDs? Because
yeah, includes IUDs.
oh my gosh, wow,
All forms, anything that would inhibit implantation or
right?
disrupt fetal development, which is what an
That's
IUD does.
absolutely wild.
Well, they're just trying because it's never been about pro-life; it's about forced birth and controlling women.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I'm just going to say
that's
it.
really. I hope that doesn't pass, but I don't know.
That's fucking crazy. All right, opposition, hit the request button if you disagree. If you voted for Trump or anything like that, you can call in from the tube as well. Make sure you guys follow Amber and follow Dr. J. Show them a little bit of support, guys. They should have more than 100 coins. And I got my gift goal. I got the subscription goal up there. If you guys can help hit that, well, it's not needed. I do appreciate it. And my pay links are to bio. Same deal there. I would appreciate it. You guys can help
They
out,
had
but
to
not needed.
move our. They had to move our Planned Parenthoods used to have like a sign on the building saying it was Planned Parenthood, right? Like back when I was in college or whatever, everybody knew what it was. They had to move our closest Planned Parenthood to another location in an unmarked building because it was being targeted so much by like really rowdy protesters and also threats. So unless you make an appointment when you call, they won't give you the address. It's insane. It's scary.
All right. I don't know if we have any more opposition. Seems like it's a little slow.
The facts. They don't want people with actual brains on panels because then they can't just come up here and spew nonsense. And they've got a host with a brain and two panelists with a brain, and now they're just going to sit in the comments and chirp.
All right. Let's see. What do you mean prior to anesthesia and scalp? What are you asking? What's this question? How did people transition prior to anesthesia and scalpels? All right. I may wrap this up, guys. I've been live for a little bit. Let me see if there's somebody that we can raid. Give me a second, real quick. Who's live? We can raid Brandon, guys. God of Logic is live right now. We'll go ahead and raid him, okay? I'm just gonna
love
wrap this up.
Brandon.
Yeah, he's great. I was on his panel for a little bit yesterday. I'll see if
Yeah.
maybe I can join for a little bit after this. But yeah, guys, go ahead and rate him. It's God of Logic. Hopefully, you guys all know who he is. That's how you find him. Is it God.of.logic, I think? Or
Yeah,
it's
it is.
okay. Or underscore logic. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody with the live. Anybody who sent like a Cash App, Venmo, guess you guys are all really appreciated. You guys are the best. Thank you to everybody who helped hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. That really means a lot. Let's see if we can keep going from there. Amber, Dr. J, anything you guys want to say?
No, but just thank you for having me up. And Dr. J,
Absolutely.
I'm sorry I called you a dog. That was not intentional.
Good dog. Good
I've
dog.
been called worse, I promise.
There you go.
Drink water, eat correctly, don't drink raw milk. That's dumb. RFK's an idiot. Get your vaccines like you're supposed to. And for the love of God, go to fucking therapy.
Thank you. Take care, okay? All right, guys. Remember, go ahead and raid Brandon. It's God of Logic. I expect to see everybody in there. I am going to go there and say the same thing. So if I don't see you guys in there, there'll be issues. Hope everybody has a good night, though. I'm going to end YouTube and TikTok. I'll see you guys all tomorrow, most likely at some point, okay?